I wrote a joke, Mike, specifically about Levy, I should say.
Let it rip.
Does it make fun of the color of my skin or my ethnicity?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay.
No.
He's disappointed.
Yeah. So let's see how this one goes over. All right. Hey, Mike.
Yes.
What does Levy fill out at the end of the week?
What does Levy fill out at the end of the week?
Yeah.
Oh, this is like a riddle. It's like a riddle.
Man, not really a riddle.
No. Okay. It's a joke again. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm not sure. Go ahead.
His time sheet. Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so cute.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me. Ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them.
And Jed Vargo.
He was always like well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either.
So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show. We're on episode 160.
Possibly the last episode.
I was just thinking about this earlier. I was like, I'm glad we're not that popular because we'd been canceled a long time ago.
Yeah, we better hope that none of us are going to try and go for any kind of political careers in the future.
Oh,
No.
who's going to have that? Maybe
My political career ended when I was like a teenager.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd probably be the most likely to be a politician out of the three of us.
Not anymore.
Nope. Not for a few years now. There's plenty of audio clips out there.
Not since episode 59.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
You see somebody run one of them mudslinging campaigns against Levy, with those commercials.
Imagine me in a debate, right? And someone starts playing that clip. Episode 59.
Oh my God.
And he's laughing.
It'd be like, it'd be like, we should make like a political commercial fucking thing for Levy. Levy Curry.
So
he thinks it's okay to make fun of black people. Shit.
There's like a grainy
vote for Pat Green.
There's like this grainy photo of like a Bojangles.
Yeah. Levy, he thinks it's okay to fuck old women. This ad's bought and paid for by Pat Green for running for governor.
Hide your grandmoms.
Levy says that he's all for. Levy Curry says he's all for abolishing legal marijuana laws. But listen to this. I'm so fucking high right now. Is that what I sound like when I'm high?
Basically, Jed.
Yeah.
Hit me up on the side. I think that there's promise in like this little.
Not only can you make fun of Levy's like political non-career, like against him, but then you could also the person running against the fucking some dummy. Oh man,
you're gonna be making fun of a theoretical person.
Well, it's like this is one of those things that I don't like to really put a lot of time and creativity into some shit unless there's going to be maybe some sort of mass appeal to what it is that I would be making. But this is one of those rare instances where like this would definitely be like a secret handshake kind of video. But I would definitely, if we were going to do it, I would want to do something really professional looking. Like he's gonna think it's weird because we'll be just filming him. Because you know how when they're like they're doing the voiceover and there's that slow-mo video of him just you know, doing whatever. Like, and with the contrast and the colors all jacked up, all weird, so he looks as bad as he could possibly look.
You got to put that like the dum, and then like make the video go, you know, like when he's like, you know, he's really evil.
Yeah. Soundtrack is going to be important.
Levy Curry donated $20,000 to personal care homes. Yeah, I'd have a fucking sex robot. I have her look like Helen Mirren. Levy Curry. This ad,
Rosie the robot. Can I fuck her?
Right. This ad is approved by Pat Green.
Should use music where, like, the score in the background should have real bad drumming and shit, you know.
Ad bought and paid for by Pat Green for governor.
That even sounds like the name of a politician.
Doesn't it?
You know how when the ads, like, it always has like the disclaimer on the bottom and it said paid by, you know, friends of whoever. It should just say paid by friend. Like no S. Paid by friend. Paid by
his dad.
Yeah, we could just, since there's only one, we could just name the guy now.
Bought and paid for by Jerry Green Senior. Anyway,
I'm sorry. Now that we've lost everybody,
maybe we should start the show.
What episode are we on?
160.
160. We're starting the episode right as the brownie's starting to take off.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. What is up, everybody out there in podcast land? Welcome to the 160th episode of the Blackout and Shout podcast. What is going on? I'm here with Levy.
What?
And Jed. I'm trying to keep the show moving.
Oh, okay.
Hello. How's everyone doing out there in podcast land? Konnichiwas.
She was.
See, no accent. Jed, right? You just change you.
Just go the non-racist route, right?
Oh man, what's new? How's everybody doing? How you guys doing?
I'm all right.
Good.
How are you doing, Mike?
It's good synergy going. Got it moving.
Yeah.
I know it. Yeah.
Well, he asked how we were doing, so I figured I'd ask how he was doing. All right. Jesus.
Levy, I think you already know. I think you already know how I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's.
No structure.
The best part of the show, I promise everybody, was right before Jed hit the record button.
Yeah. Talking about micro ecosystems that have been created on couches. Shit you won't see in an Ant-Man.
Shit, man. Yeah. So let's go around. Levy, Halls, shout outs, plugs.
Well, I don't have any shout outs, don't have any plugs. I didn't get anything. Oh wait, I actually bought some Transformer sleeves on MTG Arena.
Transformer what?
Sleeves, card sleeves. On MTG Arena. Well, okay. In the game of Magic the Gathering.
Right? No, here we go.
You can play. You can play.
I'm disagree with him next time. So, that's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, fuck you both. All right, this is my haul.
Well, he gave me the MTG, and it was like I wasn't catching on right out of the gate, and then by the time it hit me, it was too late.
I didn't click on the wiki article, but apparently we did. Go ahead.
Can I continue? Anyway, a lot of players, when they play Magic, they use card sleeves to protect their cards, right?
Is that a player with an ER or with an A at the end?
ER, Jay. An ER. All right? The hard R for player.
Got it.
All right. Anyway, so in the game MTG Arena, well, I should say a lot of the sleeves they'll have like art on them, so you can get sleeves that with art that you like, and then it makes them look pretty and stuff like that. And in the physical game, it protects your cards, but in the MTG Arena game, since it's all digital, you just basically get them to make your cards look pretty, and so they released card sleeves with Transformers artwork on them, and they actually animate. So they like switch back and forth between the Autobot symbols or Autobot or Decepticon symbols, and then little things fold out, and it actually like literally transforms into the card art. It's actually pretty cool. So
my tattoo artist Levy told me that he's actually collecting whatever series of Magic cards that the Transformers are crossing over with, or like he told me that if he gets any doubles or whatever, he'll hook me up with them.
Oh, I have a couple doubles.
Yeah.
They're special cards that come in set and collector boosters for Brothers War. So they're not legal in standard and tournament play and whatnot, but they are legal for other formats like Commander. So,
all right. What else you get, Levy?
That's about it, I think. I don't think I got anything else. So,
Jed. Oh, I'm sorry, Levy. What were you going to say?
I was going to say pretty uneventful 2 weeks for me.
Yeah.
Well, as far as collecting goes.
Jed Word.
Let's see. I didn't get too much, but I did get a new TV monitor. Well, I shouldn't get. I had one. I had like this 50-inch TV that was this 4K I was trying to get rid of, and everybody wouldn't give me more bucks for it. I was like, so fuck off. I was like, I'm not gonna, give it away for nothing. So I actually was looking up. There was no remote for it to get a replacement. Looking up the TV, and I saw it was a megahertz TV. I was like, well, I'll just keep this then because that's for my main display then. So I took my 47-inch, turned it vertical, and now I have a dual monitor set up for work and everything.
I saw that. Looks good.
I was thinking about it. Like, I was like, should I put it on the wall? I'm like, what if I turn it? No, people have had it. I'm like, why is that? And I looked it up, and I'm like, actually mainly for people like me who do programming and stuff. And interesting. And they said because you can see all of your code, lengthwise instead of having to scroll up and down. You're trying to go back and forth between functions. Good idea. So I tried it out the other day, and it also helped.
That's
too when you have like
interesting
long articles. Yeah, or like you're reading like a long web page or something, or like a wiki or something. Yeah. You see it all there. You don't have to keep scrolling. You just kind of sit there and read the whole thing out. So, but yeah, no,
you could feel it. You could feel it going that way for a while, man. Because I bet if you did like stats on people that visit web pages, like they do it almost definitely a majority of the time on phones, on some kind of devices, like or even iPads for that matter. But like, who the hell uses desktop anymore?
I say mobile viewing, desktop viewing. 5 years ago or more.
Yeah,
it's a long time.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all.
So any type
I'll tell you this much though.
Phone design.
I'll tell you this much though. Like when I'm just from shooting video and stuff, when I got to shoot something in portrait mode as opposed to landscape mode, I feel kind of like dirty as a video guy. It's just, It feels weird. I mean, first of all, it freaking doubles your work, because if you're trying to do something that'll fit and, put it on two different like platforms and shit like that, you got to shoot a lot of shit twice or have two things running at the same time. But it just feels weird shooting portrait.
Yeah. I was looking at like marketing stuff, like, and they were saying about how you really should take up all your screen space when you have an ad, say something like Instagram. And you say you're scrolling up through Instagram and you hit that sponsored by, 1-to-1.
Right.
But really, when you hit it, it's like it takes up the phone screen on what ratio that is, 9:6 or something. I forget what that is. But yeah, it's like then it fills up your whole screen, takes up all the screen space. And I was like, that does make more sense, especially with like, everyone being on a mobile device and, designing your pages and everything around that. But I was really surprised. I was like how productive I actually was with that screen being that way. But anyway, I got that, and I got another Hot Toys Iron Man. I know it's an illness.
Just like
Which one did you
Not
get?
good. Mark III.
Oh, okay. From the original Iron Man movie.
Yeah, but it was die cast, and it was like super cheap.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta get it.
How much
I
was
was telling Doors in the chat the other day. I'm like, you just can't let it sit there. Like, even if I didn't want it, I could just turn around and sell it on eBay for like $200 more. And I'm like, Jesus Christ! I'm like, how many people? Oh, I'm like,
How
I
much
don't
was
care. It was $35.
The fuck?
Yeah, and I didn't care.
I would have snatched it up for that much.
I didn't care about paying the $55 shipping on it. It still goes for $350 or something like that. Ridiculous. And
What was
it was
wrong
like
with it?
nothing.
Just
Nothing
packaging?
wrong. It was just opened and looked at and put away. There's nothing wrong with it.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's everything I buy from Ami used is in beautiful shape. It's never ever been bad or broken or scratched or anything. So that'll be my 11th Hot Toys Iron Man now.
your Hot Toys Iron Man collection, Jed, is like weirdly entertaining to me. Like, it cracks me up because it's like I just picture somebody walking in your room and you got all these fucking Iron Man. It's like, oh, you're a huge Iron Man fan, huh?
Not really.
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah. Not
Like,
really
he's
West
just-
Coast Avengers that much.
he's completely let Price determine like his fandom.
Well, seriously, I could if I package all that stuff up and
Yeah,
double
no,
or
I hear
triple
you,
my
man.
money on it. It's crazy. It's just
Is that the pre-owned
I have
items or
armor.
is that?
Yeah, pre-owned. You're looking
start
for
looking at
stuff
that
now.
list.
There's a bunch of stuff out there, Levy. There's a couple other ones too. There was a Star-Lord out there too. You're into Star-Lord.
Like, can you break it out like
Exactly.
into like categories or genres, or do you have to like just look at them in order?
I do a search for Hot Toys and then pre-owned. That's what I look for. And then I only buy this.
Okay.
I only buy the die-cast stuff because I've found that
Oh,
even though it is a Hot Toys and are like really nice, heavy ass fucking die-cast, like completely die-cast man is like 5,000 times better than just a regular one.
yeah.
When it makes sense, like the one that I have, the Star Boost one, that's mostly like white plastic and filaments and stuff like that rather than metal because it looks like a astronaut suit.
Yeah.
But the other stuff is crazy. And there's if you look at like these and it goes from A to D and like you don't want to get because C's are like there's missing parts. So anything B and above and like A is it's like unopened. But yeah, like it's like all those just kept popping up and I kept like I gotta get it. And then like for a while now, like some of stuff's been like pretty expensive. Like the they sell this whole huge hot rig. All that, but like in the first couple of movies, like you just walk in and like those arms would come out and like take the armor off of them and stuff.
Yeah.
Suiting up, they have that whole like diorama rig. It's like something crazy, like $600 for that or something.
Wow.
But well, that was my haul. So to John, fuck you, John Bailey. Got the hidden still going holiday sale, 10% off 2 prints. And 15% off 3 prints or more. So check us out at hiddentoys.net. Back to you.
Brother Kyle got fired again somehow during that commercial.
What?
I'm starting to do digital download stuff.
Oh, nice.
Progressing on that. I've seen there's a couple shops out there that've made a couple $1 million on just doing that. I'm like, why don't I look into this whole thing here?
Dude, you would think like, man, digital artwork, like if you were really into artwork and stuff, that, I mean, again, it all comes down to space again. Like there's, you only got so much wall space. And, unless you keep like books of stuff, which I don't know, I feel like if you're going to keep a book, you may as well just have a file on your computer.
There's like this, it's convenient based on what I've seen, the research I've done. So let's say, you want to, let's say you want to decorate your new room that you got, right? And let's say you're one of those type of people that have a really good printer and you want to print stuff out yourself, right?
Okay, so doing it there, I got you.
So you can buy.
So it's not about the file; it's about you buying the file to print.
Well, it's like half and half, right? So
Okay,
let's say you find a gallery of like 5 images, right? And you're like, oh, it's only $5. Well, I can print that shit out myself, right? So when you go to download it, they have each one of those images is kind of already framed out for you. So you have a 5x7, an 8x10, 10x12, 24x36. You have all these different sizes already saved out for people. So you're like, oh, I want to print out a 8.5 by, was that 11? I think is the standard paper size document.
8.5 by 11, right?
Yeah, 8.5 by 11. So you have that, or you already have an 8.5 by 11 JPEG that you just print out. And I think for people who just want to do like a quick decorating thing, that's pretty cheap and convenient for them.
How are you going to make it that they either use it one time or they don't like distribute it elsewhere? Does you have anything?
There's nothing really you can do. I mean, basically you're up on like either Dropbox or a Google Drive, some cloud drive, right, where you give them a link and they could share that with anybody you want. And I guess if you really wanted to, what I do is I put a clause in the document saying, well, make sure you download your stuff right away because this link may disappear or be recycled, in the future.
Right.
So you could always like reissue a new link if you really want to, but anything like that with digital, if they're gonna share it, they're gonna share it. There's nothing too much you can do about it. Speaking from experience. But that's why it's so cheap. It's more of a convenience thing for people who probably don't want to spend that money, or like for $20 for a print, or they just like one picture out of the 5 and they want to print it out. And $5 is an easier buy, and it's right away. You get it like right away, rather than
it's nice that there's no materials or anything either, which is nice.
There's no shipping. There's no printing. You don't have to worry about waiting to get it in a couple of days in the mail. So it's I guess for some people that's, there's like the purists, right? You're going to have someone who would rather have like say a movie on a Blu-ray disc rather than, watching it streaming, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just up to that person, but it's very profitable. I'll tell you that. There's a couple of like said over $1 million in 1 year doing digital downloads.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. How about you, Mike? You got any shout outs, plugs?
I don't have a whole lot of shout outs or plugs because I've been more or less just getting this room together, and I had a bunch of t-shirt jobs I had to get done over the last couple of weeks and gigs. So it's been pretty busy. So I didn't really like make anything new. I got a couple of things I'm working on, but I'll wait until they're done to really like get into all that stuff. So basically I just have a haul to share with you guys. And I can't remember, like I wasn't on the last show, so I can't remember how far back 2 weeks was. But I will start with, I got the Black Spider-Man from Levy, and he's pretty dope. The Mafex one. I got.
I thought you meant that I was pretty dope.
Well, you were pretty dope too, Levy.
Yo, totally speaking about Dean Dope, I totally forgot. I got April's cookies. That was one of my hauls.
Oh yeah,
they're delicious.
Mine are coming tomorrow, son.
Yeah, good. But continue, Mike. Sorry.
I got let's see, Dr. Mindbender, classified Dr. Mindbender, and I got the Monstar from Ramen Toys, the Silverhawks guy, the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was kind of like going nuts over him, man. I put a picture of those 3 guys up, and everybody was like flipping over that Monstar. He is pretty dope looking.
Hmm.
Except the one thing they did that was weird was they put the magnets in Tallyhawk so he could sit on Quicksilver's arm, and they didn't do that with this guy. They just gave him kind of like, it was a weird choice, man, because that the magnets was such a cool way to do it, and then they don't. So you just have to like balance them up there, and it's like I'm not putting them up, man. Every time you open the door on one of those shelves, that guy's gonna come flying off. So it's not even worth really like keeping him up there. But he's at least cool looking. Got those guys. I got this weird Target Master upgrade for Fans Toys Astro Train. Did you guys see that?
What was it?
It's a I can't remember the company that put it out, but it was a Target Master upgrade for Fans Toys Astro Train.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's like a car. He comes with an extra, like the kit is like an extra piece of track that fits onto his track, and then it's like a car, like a little car that like hooks onto the back of him in train mode, and then it's got like some lights and shit, and comes with like a little Target Master guy, and he like turns into this rifle. It's like, yeah, it has nothing to do with nothing. Like it doesn't have any sort of lore behind it or anything. But I'm like, that's kind of dope, man. So, and it wasn't. I think it was like $35. Wait, let me.
Is like painted to match.
Yeah. Yep. It looks good.
Cool.
Trying to grab. Oh, what the hell did I just do? Anyway, I'll send you guys a link when I figure out what the fuck I'm doing. So yeah, I got that. I got the Heralds of Galactus 2-pack.
Which characters were in that?
The chosen one, or not the chosen one, the fallen one.
Fallen. Okay.
Who I didn't really know. I didn't really know who the hell he was, and he was kind of oh shit, he was kind of short lived. And then the other guy, god damn it, the name's blanking me.
Fire.
God damn it, man. No, the big guy with the axe, beard.
Tyrex.
Yes, that's it.
Terrax.
Terrax. That's it. That's it.
Like Terror Axe.
Yeah, I got it.
Terrax.
Terrax. And I think I don't really remember the fallen one that much, but I remember like Terrax and shit. So I wanted him just because I got the Galactus. I'm just like, I gotta get a couple more. They need who the hell are they missing? Main ones. You got those two, Surfer, Morg, Frankie Ray. Firestar. Was there a Firestar?
Fire Lord.
That's who I'm thinking of. He was a Herald, wasn't he?
Yeah, I got him about a couple months ago, actually. He was on the retro card.
So, I think that is all I got over the last like 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, I got a Detolf. I got another Detolf because there was like a 16-inch by 16-inch spot downstairs, like the only spot where there was like nothing being displayed, and it was like the perfect size. The downstairs, like, you know, when you're going out of the main room into the back room,
okay,
and that door, you swing that door open. In between the door, when it's fully swung open, and then where that like tabletop case is, there was like a perfect fucking 16 by 16 inch square. And I'm like,
it's fate. I know I know what must go here.
Yeah. So guess what?
You put a lamp.
So
that's where the lamp went.
That would have been really fucking fun. So I put the Detolf over there, and I moved. I don't know if this is where we get into this conversation or not, but it's just something worth bringing up. I think it got to one of them like those like crossroads type of spots in my collection, like where I have to figure some shit out, you know, because I put that over, and then I was able to get like 4 more spaces along the main wall where I have them, and I'm like, all right, how am I going to split this up? And I had it like diagrammed out in Illustrator, and I'm like, I have like, you know, Marvel in like 8 of them, and Mortal Kombat in 4 of them, and like, you know, Thundercats in a couple. And then I was like bouncing shit around and trying to figure out like where I'm going to fit the Turtles or whatever when that actually happens. Yeah. I'm like, dude, I gotta like, you know, when you figure, because you got so much space and that's all you got. And I just had to like figure, you know,
plan it all out.
And that means getting rid of all this fucking Diaclone shit. That means but like I know exactly how it happened because I was like looking back on it, I'm like, man, I started getting that Diaclone shit like when there was a little bit of a lull in the action, but it was still before I fell over headfirst into Marvel Legends. You know, I was just kind of getting the Mortal Kombat. Remember, I was just getting the Mortal Kombat figures, and that's how it started and shit. And I'm like, maybe I'll get some of these Diaclones, man. Yeah. You know, and then you fucking.
I remember Levy and I talking about how it was some like some type of illness, a name for it or something. Because I remember you were hunting hard for like those Dinobots, Dinoclones colors.
Yeah,
You couldn't find it.
Yeah, and then I had Jay make one. Although it was an easy one. It was an easy one because he just had to paint some underwear on. I'm like, yo, put some. I hit him up. Like, I need some blue underwear on his Grimlock. Like, you know, that should have been like, you know, there's the first like red flag. Like,
blue underwear was the first sign.
I just made a phone call to another 40-year-old dude and asked him to fucking paint a pair of fucking underwear.
Yeah, that's how do you explain that conversation to a third party?
Oh man, but yeah, I don't know. I just figure out. I'm trying to figure out like what's more important to me. Some like pre-Transformer repaint of a character I already have, or like the Incredible Hulk or Iron Man or something like that.
Well, think about. I would think about it this way, right? How much time are you going to be looking at that? And what do you want to look at more often than not?
Oh no, it's the decision's already made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not even a question. Like I'm already like I have a couple sitting in my stash that have already been paid for, but I already like canceled all the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
And then after Christmas comes and goes and people have enough time to save up a couple more bucks, like maybe by February, start listing shit.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Did you ever order that Mafex classic costume Spider-Man?
Brother Kyle got him for me.
Oh, did he? Oh, okay.
The new one, right?
Yeah, the one with the light blue.
The lighter blue. It looks really cool. The only thing that kind of bums me out about it a little bit is that it doesn't come with, the old one came with the Peter Parker head. Mm-hmm. Which I thought was dope, and this one looks like it just comes with Spider-Man's heads. So, but it looks good though. Do you like the lighter blue?
That's all right.
Yeah,
I prefer the darker blue myself, but
yeah, I'm not sure if I have a preference or not.
You can always have Jason paint it for you.
No, I'm not. That's not good. Can you paint a pair of underwear on this man?
You almost made me spit tea all over my keyboard, dude.
We're going from robots to men now. I see.
Here's your sign.
I see where the patterns fall. Just underwear.
That's funny.
But anyway, yeah. So that was pretty much my week. Couple of weeks. We've just been decorating out here and kind of moving into the new spot, which is where I'm recording from tonight. And I don't know, everything's starting to take shape a little bit. Just waiting for some speaker wire to come in, little knick-knack type stuff, and then and then it'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I was eyeballing some stuff to buy for my room, because now that I'm all done with the like my parents' house, I have like a whole, you know, weekend now to myself that I can actually start working on shit again.
So that's completely, the house is sold, Jed?
Yeah, I closed on Monday.
That's great, dude. That gotta be a fucking weight off.
Super huge weight.
Yeah, yep.
I just gotta tidy up a couple things here and there with some paperwork, and then that whole process will be over. I don't have to talk to the lawyers. You were at that forever.
Yeah,
man, like 2 years now.
Jesus.
But yeah, that was a relief. Because it's nice too. Like my kids were like used to me going up there like every Sunday or every like Saturday or whatever, and I was like, now I'm home, and I can I said to Lori, I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, do you want me to do it? Can't like fix anything up in the house before I actually plan to do something here for myself, you know, with the time that I have. I did not have before. So, yeah, it is a big.
So let's go on to the news. Jefferson says A, by the way. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, yeah. What does he think of the new room?
Jefferson?
Yeah.
No. Jefferson's. Oh, well, we played Mario Kart out here a couple times. Mario Kart's back in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So,
anyways, the news.
A few people that died. See, Christy Alley died. She was 71 years old. American actress known for Cheers. She won an Emmy in 1994, and she had cancer.
Oh,
apparently, pretty quickly, she was like diagnosed, and I think a couple months later, she passed. So, but I didn't
always remember her for Cheers.
Oh, I always remember from Savage, from Star Trek, and then I was like, oh, yeah, that's the chick from Star Trek. Because there's some people that act Cheers that were in Star Trek movies or TV shows. Going around the one time where they had they said Cheers was a program that all the people from Star Trek were in.
Who all was in Star Trek from Cheers?
Oh, Kirstie Alley, Kelsey Grammer.
Who played the mailman guy? Was this Norm?
Cliff Clavin.
He was in it. That was Cliff. Yeah, Cliff was in it.
Cliff was in Star Trek?
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, what was it? Was there a couple other?
Norm? Was Norm?
No, I don't think Norm was.
Sam Malone?
Maybe.
Woody Harrelson?
Or wait, was Sam or am I no, for sure he's in the Orville as an admiral. I'm trying to remember.
But he wasn't in Star Trek though.
Who? Ted Danson?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Oh no, Ted Danson wasn't in Star Trek, I don't think.
You guys are like 3 for 7 right now. Was Woody Harrelson ever in Star Trek?
I did a list of people.
What about Carla Levy? What about Carla Levy? Was Carla in Star Trek? Was she really?
Was. I think so, yeah. I think
her plans backfired.
She was. Thanks for helping. Let's see. Bob McGrath died. He was 90 years old. American actor and singer Bob McGrath. But you probably just knew him as Bob. He was on Sesame Street.
Oh, that Bob. Yeah.
Yeah, complications from a stroke. And this one was interesting to me. But this one was this one was out there. Like, man, I got to share this one. So Jeremy Davies was 87 years old. He was an English Roman Catholic priest and the co-founder of the International Association of Exorcists. So he was an official exorcist for the Roman Catholic Church.
Oh.
Him and 5 others did this whole International Association of Exorcists back in the 70s, I think it was, or the 80s. And now it's like 200 strong. And I was reading up about it, and he was actually a doctor and a surgeon before he became an ordained priest, and then went on to become trained to become an official exorcist. Yeah, man.
It's such an interesting career path. Like, who does that?
Missionary surgeon to help third world people, and now he's like, I'm gonna get rid of fucking demons. Yeah, and I was reading up about it, and like they were like the official canon of the church is that the person has to be diagnosed by a doctor. They have to be checked out by a psychologist, and when both of those physicians both of those doctors say, well, no, there's nothing we can do to help us. There's nothing we can do to help this person. Then that's when the exorcists come in.
There's like the closers and shit.
Yeah, and there's like you have to be officially trained by the church.
But I wonder what goes into that, because I don't know.
Probably a lot of holy water.
Sounds like it could be fun.
Prayers. Yeah. So he died. Yeah, he was killed by a demon.
Wouldn't that be some shit? Yeah. He melted in his sleep one night.
Right. But yeah, man, he was like started the whole International Association of Exorcists with a couple of people. It was really interesting. So anyway, that's
IAE.
Yeah, the IAE.
It's not fun to say.
Do you know what made me think of though? Like from John Carpenter's Vampires, how he would have to go back and report that was like in charge of everything. church like would give him the money and shit.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what that guy was, if he was like a Monsignor or if he was just a cardinal or something, or a bishop or whatever.
That movie, by the way, doesn't get enough. That's an underrated movie, underrated vampire movie.
Fuck yeah. That's a great movie.
I've never seen it.
You've never? Are you kidding?
Nope.
No.
When all my friends went to see it, I was working that night.
Well,
got plenty of time now to watch it.
yeah, it's out there. They have copies of it and everything.
Mm-hmm. See, digital. I don't know if
What's better, Vampires or From Dusk Till Dawn?
Oh man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. She might put her over the top. Yeah. Well,
I watched that scene again the other day. Oh my god,
dude, I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they have porn.
She was only in that movie for like freaking 10 minutes, if that.
She made her impact though, Levy.
Oh my god, this is the first time I ever saw that woman. I was in love, like at first sight.
She's like 100 years old and she still looks good. I saw more recent pictures of her and she looks good still.
Yeah, I'd say probably Dusty.
They put a unibrow on that woman and I still thought she was sexy.
Yeah. Well, you really
but like let's take our like lust out of the equation for a second and compare the two movies. Like then what are you doing?
I'd probably say
it really is, man. I'd
probably say John Carpenter's Vampires is better because
I'm leaning that way too.
It's more of a vampire movie where Dusk Till Dawn is like a robbery movie and then it becomes a vampire movie.
Which is also cool.
Right?
Because the first time you saw it, you didn't know where it was going.
Yeah.
You know, it's a Tarantino movie. It starts out with like you said, the kidnapping and shit. You have no fucking clue.
It's more like a Rodriguez movie to me because of all the explosions and the slow walking, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Then, but yeah, it was, you know, it was like fucking robbery, you know, don't get caught by the police, escape the thing. Then it becomes a vampire movie, you know, whereas John Carpenter's is like right out the gate. It's a fucking vampire movie. And
it's raw as fuck.
Yeah, it does the second turn like in the first 10 movie, and it fucking just switches shit up on you. Which Baldwin was that? You actually did some pretty good acting. It wasn't William Baldwin. It was the other, or not Alex, right? It was William, the lesser known Baldwin.
Yeah.
Right.
He was the older one, right?
Yeah, not the dumbass younger one that was in Flatliners. Or wait,
that's William Baldwin.
William Baldwin.
The one you're talking about. The young one is William Baldwin. You're talking about Daniel Baldwin. Daniel
Vampires. Baldwin is the old one. Okay, yeah, he was actually pretty good in that movie. And
that movie was well done, man. That movie felt very. Felt very real, you know, like as opposed to. I know we got into this before, but like when vampires are glamorized and shit, it just goes right through me, you know, like the way that John Carpenter.
I'm sorry.
What?
The way John Carpenter's vampires is the way that I see them being if they were like a real thing.
Yeah, that was James Woods, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I making sure I was remembering that he was the lead actor in that. Yeah, that was good. Good movie. Anyway, so trailers. Got a bunch of trailers to go through. All right, you guys start picking.
Hang on, let me get back to them.
There's a bunch of them.
The Barbie teaser.
Yeah, I saw that. That was trash.
I would let Margot Robbie give me a Cleveland steamer though.
I didn't see that in the trailer anywhere. Where was that?
maybe Ryan Gosling too, because he is one awesome hunk of man meat.
Wow. Who was I reading that he was like roommates with in college? It was somebody else that was famous. Look it up real quick. I can't remember who it was. Anybody Googling it for me?
I am. Give me a second. Jesus.
Well, come on, machine. Where's my out? Alexa could do a better job of this.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I was gonna wait till like
it only has like lists, so you have to go through like an entire list of people before you find the one you want.
Oh, okay. I told the wife, I said, I'm going to be, I was going to wait till spring to get that fucking Senate. I'm thinking I get it like next week. I can't stand this shit anymore.
Is it Justin Timberlake?
That could be it, yeah.
Yeah, Justin Timberlake and Ryan Gosling, it says.
Imagine that room there, Levy.
Oh my God, man! Imagine being the ham in that sandwich. Holy shit! I mean, how could that apartment have contained that much sexiness? Holy shit!
Tell me more about the Barbie trailer.
What's that?
Tell me more about your Barbie trailer that you watched.
Oh no, I didn't like. It actually was the trailer was kind of funny because they did a whole 2001: Space Odyssey monolith parody. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So,
is it going to be a comedy or is it going to be a kids movie?
Probably.
Which way they going?
It looks like it's going to be a It looks like it's going to be a comedy. It doesn't really. There's really not much to the trailer. It just does the whole monolith scene, and then it just goes into like a couple quick shots of the movie, and that's it.
Right.
And he shows Margot Robbie standing there in a bathing suit, and then she winks at the camera and shit.
Right.
So,
how about this is fresh in my mind? How about the Transformers Reactivate game trailer? And Mike, you said you're there beta testing, right? You're going to be there day one buying that stuff, right?
Yeah, probably not. Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm just
here. This might help you out a little bit. So just to give you an idea, what the CEO of the Richard Jolly of Splash Damage, which is the company that's making it, says, "Growing up with G1 Transformers in the 80s means it'll always hold a special place in my heart. It's both an honor and a privilege to work with such a beloved franchise. I've been waiting for a long time for a new Transformers game on consoles and PC, and we're going to give them the experience they deserve." And that's what he said.
I guess. I'm not much of a gamer anyway. So I really, even if it was like something that was like, the only reason that I got Devastation was because it was so 1985, 86. I couldn't possibly not play it. Like that was everybody shits on that game and it's fine, but it was just a nostalgia thing to just play that game. And like trying to get some, I don't know, I'm just not really into playing because I know I just don't have the time to do it. Even if it was really good looking.
From what I understand, it's supposed to be, people don't really know all the information about it yet, but it's like going to be a co-op 4-player type. They don't know if it's going to be or if it's going to be a VR game, but the seemed like it was a VR game.
See, if it's something like where you said it was like a 4-player game where you just get in there like Mario Kart and you play for a half an hour and then it's over. Like that's cool. I'm just not into doing missions anymore that are going to be taking weeks of my life to complete.
Well, I think that they're gonna, from what I understand, the story is like it's their enemy is called the Void. I think it is, or no, Legion, or is it Legion? The Legion, I think it's called. Apparently, so it's supposed to be some other type of. It's not going to be Decepticon versus Autobot type of thing. Yeah. And the Autobots apparently, like I said, this is all leaked. Take it a grain of salt. As are Hot Rod, Optimus Prime, Sunstreaker, Ironhide, Windblade, Ratchet, Bumblebee, and the Decepticons are going to be Starscream, Slipstream, Soundwave, Shockwave, and Megatron. Rumored voice cast: Peter Cullen, Frank Welker, Jeffrey Combs, Will Friedle, Steve Bloom, and David Sholov. Don't know who that last guy was.
Well, I hope they get Jeffrey Combs to voice Ratchet.
I don't even know who that is.
He voiced Ratchet in Transformers Prime. And actually, Will Friedle voiced Bumblebee in Prime also.
So if you think it's based more off of a Prime, well, I don't think it, well, it depends on the...
based off of Transformers Prime, but...
I mean, if it is based off of more of like, say, an updated G1 versus Bayverse, are you back in then, or...
Who, Mike or me?
Yeah, Mike.
Oh, say that again? I'm sorry.
I said if it's based off of an updated G1 versus a Bayverse, I said, are you back in then?
No, just because, well, I mean, I don't know who the hell I'd play that with. You play it online, I guess, right? But like, would you guys really play that shit?
No.
Yeah, like,
There's a
It's like with Mario Kart, these dudes come over and we'll just play it and then it's over. You know, like I don't got to hunt anybody down or ask anybody what the.
Right.
It's just.
Well, I mean, they have random people in the lobby you can meet up with too and play.
Yeah, I don't really want to meet anybody.
It's a rumored Optimus Prime design for the game. That's supposedly.
Where you put in the chat. Hang on. I'm scrolling. Hang on. In the lobby? Where'd you put it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the lobby. Yep.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks really cool. Honestly.
Not sure about the Bumblebee update, but it kind of works. Let me see what you guys think of this. Hold on. This is the alt mode.
I mean,
it's not.
yeah,
I mean,
that's not terrible. Yeah, that's not terrible at all.
I mean, it looks like a VW bug dune buggy.
Right.
Yeah, I actually prefer that over the fucking Camaro.
And this was leaked. Apparently, like I said, these are all like, you know.
Yeah, dude, I think these look excellent. I think they all look good. That Megatron looks really good.
And he turns into a tank, of course.
Right, of course. Yeah, there's nothing. This, honestly, like even this versus the Nightverse, like the Bumblebee movie, Optimus Prime, like this Optimus Prime is probably even cooler looking than that one.
Yeah. Oh, I did get the I forgot about that. I got the MDLX Optimus Prime a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, how's that?
I like it. It's pretty cool. There's a couple things that are kind of a little about it, but I actually like it a lot. I like where they're going with the whole thing. The only thing I didn't like about it was like this the bottom things where there's kind of these like covers, or they're supposed to go over like the ankle area, but they kind of like they're like up a little too high, I think, from the foot. So it looks like he has like these, I don't know, fucking like he cuffed his jeans type of look to it,
right?
Instead of a cover like going over it. But it's cool. I like it a lot. It's like tall. I dig it. I want more. Optimus Prime and Megatron will be coming out soon. And Cliff Jumper. Anyway, so how about let's see. What did you guys think of Kaleidoscope?
Well, it's got simultaneously one of my favorite actors and one of my most hated actors.
Which one's your hated actor?
Jai Courtney. I can't stand that dumb son of a bitch.
Really? Oh, I think he's funny.
No, he's a fucking asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved it when he got shredded to bits, by a crashing flaming helicopter in Suicide Squad, 15 minutes into the movie.
Why don't you like him so much? What makes
he's an idiot. Fuck him.
Oh.
He's a big dumb meathead and I can't stand him.
Oh, okay.
He's a terrible actor. He's no Jackson Rathbone, but he is a terrible actor.
That is.
Jackson Rathbone played Sokka in the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Don't know who it is. Still don't know. That's okay.
Yeah. He was also in the Twilight movies. He was terrible in those too. But, just about everyone was terrible in those movies. Those are terrible
all
movies.
These things I've never watched, so you lost me on. I can reaffirm that I do not know who that is. But anyway, I always like a good, like.
You didn't ask who my favorite actor. Well, not my favorite actor. But you didn't ask who the.
I already know. That's a given. I already know.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Well,
we should probably say it for the listeners, though.
Go ahead.
Well, no, you'd say since you know.
I can't pronounce his name right. Is it?
Oh, for Christ's sake! You're so white. It's Giancarlo Esposito.
Thank you, Esposito. Thank you. Did you just white shame me?
Yes, I did. You were white bread with mayo, dude.
And that's coming from Levy, who's really, honestly, a pretty white dude.
Yeah.
Despite what you see in front of you.
Yeah. He's like a
pretty white.
Yes. I always like a good good robbery master plan type of
Heist movie.
crack a safe.
Yep. Me too.
So much a heist, but more like a not like a Ocean's 11 or anything like that. More like just like, hey, look, this is how we're gonna break in and kind of the technology behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Like or like the plan behind it versus like saying have a bunch of people do there was that older movie with Robert De Niro and fucking what was this? Oh man, shit, I forgot the other actor's name. Ed. Wow, Levy, help me out. Who played the Incredible Hulk? Ed Norton, right? Ed Norton. Yeah,
Norton.
You mean in the original MCU? Yeah, Ed Norton.
Yeah.
When you said originally, I meant I immediately went to Bill Bixby.
Oh, right.
Bill Bixby.
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
Ed Norton and Robert De Niro, and he was like, they're both like thieves and stuff. That was a good movie. I forget the name of it though. Same idea.
Who was in it?
Nero? Ed Norton.
Norton.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's an older movie. It's like I think it was a French type of. They had to steal something from a safe. It was. I saw it a really long time ago. Anyway, Mike,
Yes.
you like those movies? You into that type of movie or nah?
I'm into those type of movies. Yeah, man. Yeah, I like those type of movies.
Well, this is a series, not a movie. So,
For
what'd you
fuck's
think?
sake. I thought it looked good up until the time he told me it was a series, and then it was immediately out.
I've seen the trailer, series. Mike's gonna see that and just go fuck.
And he's gonna shit on it. Yep.
Cool. Speaking about another series that's going to be starting next month, The Last of Us.
Looks like shit.
Yeah, does it? Shit that
No, it doesn't.
I
No,
will
it doesn't
eat
look like
that.
shit.
It looks like shit that I will stuff in my veins and fucking be happy. Oh my god, it
That
looks so
show
good.
looks amazing. Yeah.
And I couldn't believe they even they're going to include the whole mall, DLC part of it from the game.
Oh, the Left Behind
Yeah.
DLC. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a whole scene.
Yeah,
and I
it's
was
all gonna be backstory
man.
and shit.
It looks so good. So, Mike, since you've never played this game, and when we asked like the one show, you're like, if I played one game, which one would it be? And we're like, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of the whole story and everything like that without even having played like 1 second of this game?
Oh, what do I think of it? Honestly, I just kind of didn't care. I mean, I was ripping through trailers at the last minute and kind of just like watched a little bit and fast forwarded and watched a little bit. And because I just didn't,
Wow.
I wasn't really paying attention because it was video game stuff.
Okay. So Levy, what do you think?
Yeah.
Awesome, right?
Yeah.
No, it looks fantastic, man. It looks fucking fantastic.
Can't fucking wait.
Yeah, it's. I think they did a great job on the infected. The clickers look and sound amazing.
Right.
And I love the final shot in the latest trailer of the bloater coming up, rising up out of the floor and shit like that. And the sound it was making, everything. It's like, oh, that's so fucking cool.
It doesn't look like they're going to be, taking like any like levities or going easy on anybody because I saw they included the kid and his dad and
his brother, Sam and Henry.
Oh, was his brother? I thought it was his dad.
Brother. Yeah.
Oh, his brother. Yeah. Okay, but don't want to say anything about. Don't want to spoil it for anybody. But that's how that fucking ends. So it's like the whole winter season is gonna be awesome.
Mike, I think you should give this show a chance because it's a fantastic story.
Yeah.
So it's
absolutely.
I mean, the game itself it's a very narrative driven game.
But it's a series though, right?
Yeah, but it's an HBO series, so it's gonna be it's an HBO series, so it's gonna be like maybe like 6, 7, 8 episodes or something like that. It's not gonna be like a 22 episode season.
Right.
At most it'll be 10 episodes like Game of Thrones.
And I guess it was a cinematographer or a director of photography that did Chernobyl is doing this, and that series was fucking insanely awesome and good. Yeah,
you should watch Chernobyl too. That's like 6 episodes an hour.
Yeah,
hour-long episodes. You should watch that. Good. That was actually had one of the scariest scenes in a show that's not a horror show for me.
Yeah, when they were going in the suits in the radioactive water and shit. Yeah,
and the Geiger counter was going off. Yeah,
yeah, that was like real life shit.
I did have to skip all the scenes where they were shooting the dogs, though. I just fast forwarded through that shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't sit down and watch that shit. So, but Mike, give Last of Us a chance when it comes out. If it doesn't grab you right away, then at least you tried. But I urge you to try and give this show a chance.
Yeah, you told me to watch this one, and what the fuck was the other one you just told me to watch? You just told me to watch 2, like within 10 seconds.
Who did? I didn't tell you to watch anything.
You did so. You were comparing it to Chernobyl. Chernobyl, yeah, right. Oh, you gotta watch that. That's a good one. You should watch that one.
Yeah. Well, but Chernobyl's been out for like 4 years now. You can watch that at your leisure. I'm just talking about when this show comes out in January.
Yeah,
give it a chance. Sit down and watch it. I mean, you like The Walking Dead, right?
I did. Yeah, okay. I did.
So this is
but I also
very narrative driven.
I got burnt out on The Walking Dead though. Like I couldn't even finish The Walking Dead. I know this ain't The Walking Dead, but it's just another zombie series.
No, they're not zombies. The story is 1,000 times better.
Yeah,
they're the things that are in the infected like clickers. They call them clickers because they use an afterthought in the whole story premise.
Yeah, they're called clickers because the infection is caused by the cordyceps fungus, and so the fungus erupts from their skull, and it as it grows, blinding them. But then it's shaped in such a way that it allows them to collect sound much better, and so they use the clicks to echolocate shit. And the whole sound design just adds so much more to the fear and horror that these things bring to the screen. It's just amazing.
Think of like The Quiet Place, where you always have to be silent,
right?
Or not, then they'll find you and shit like that.
Yeah, they have super good hearing. So if you make any sound, they're on you.
Yeah,
and then they rip your fucking dick off.
Clench up my butt cheeks and rip your dick off. Hey man, hey boy.
The story is amazing though. It's a really good story.
Yeah, give this show a chance when it comes out, Mike.
That's what makes the whole thing really good. It's just the overall story. All right, so Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse.
See, that looks amazing.
Spectacular, even.
Spectacular. I wasn't even punning, but yes, it does look amazing.
You know what? If you ever want to pluck my heartstrings hard enough, just keep fucking showing that scene of fucking him buying that costume from Stan Lee's CGI character, and then I'll fucking do it every fucking time.
Yeah.
God damn it.
The first one was awesome. This one's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And they already got a third one in the works too.
Good.
Excellent.
Yep. The animation looks slightly different, in a good way. I mean,
well, they're going to be doing different art styles
in
for different
places.
Universes.
Okay. Yeah. Which they kind of did a little bit in the first one.
I like how they showed Citadel of Spider-Man, kind of like the Citadel of Rex.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's just a bunch of alternate Spider-Men running around.
Yeah. Just there was a traffic cop Spider-Man fucking directing traffic and shit.
That's Spider Cop. You remember Spider Cop from the game?
I don't know if that was Spider Cop though. Spider Cop is a grizzly detective. He's not a traffic cop.
That's a very good point.
Maybe that's Spider Cop from an alternate universe where he got demoted or never actually got promoted to the detective. And he's waiting for his big break. Spider Cop got passed up for promotion after promotion, but he knew his big break was coming soon.
I'm digging it. I can't wait.
There was a comic that they did, and where it was had to do with the Spider-Verse and shit like that, and the game universe Spider-Man was there with them, and he was looking at this monitor they were showing all different sorts of alternate Spider-Men, and there was a Spider Cop who had a mustache over his mask. and he's just looking up, and I was like, Spider Cop does exist. You have no idea how happy this makes me.
He's like a Burt Reynolds mustache.
Yeah, right there. It's exactly what it was.
Broom stash. Nice.
Yeah.
Push broom.
Yeah, it was great.
The old push broom.
That's great.
Those are Those are right. I can't believe those were ever considered cool.
That was like a staple in porn, right? The broom stash.
Well, but I mean, like,
70s porn,
looking back on it,
right?
I like it as people will try to bring it back from time to time. You see somebody out there rocking a stash.
Well, it's Bert's fault, right?
I don't know.
Was it Bert's fault? Burt Reynolds fucking came out and he's like, check this shit out.
What,
like,
the
fucking
stash?
Yeah, like, so the stash and the cowboy hat fucking and Trans Ams were fucking all the rage in the 70s, right?
There you go, Jed. There's the shot there.
Nice. Spider cows.
I wonder who did the first
That's
mustache. Awesome. Like the first modern day mustache. I wonder.
Modern day. As opposed to vintage stash.
I'm not really sure what I was getting at, but like, because, you know, people back in the day had stashes, I guess. You see some knights running around in stashes and shit, you know, some of the.
Oh, you mean like way back when?
You know, way back in the day. But then you had, you know, and then there's Magnum PI.
Yeah.
It's kind of he's a modern stash. It's like old gods versus new gods.
Yeah. Well, I would think like back in like.
Like how far back do you go? Like where's the cutoff?
I think the Renaissance, right? So you go from like medieval knights that have basically full beards.
Yeah.
Right. And then you go to the Renaissance where like, oh, hello there. And you like get the stash with the curls on the ends, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be more foofy. Right?
It's more of a foofy.
Yeah, you go grizzled beard to Renaissance period where they're foofy. Then the bubonic plague comes.
Right.
And then everybody gets beards again. And then you get to the 70s and you have Burt Reynolds. Right.
The Renaissance era of mustaches is kind of like the hair metal, like mustaches hair metal era.
Well, look at Freddie Mercury, right? He didn't have a stash to start out with. Then he got a stash.
He was rolling with the times, man.
Yeah. He kept that stash rolling in the 80s. I remember hearing a story about him, about how someone said to him, why don't you get your teeth fixed? He's like, if I do, that might change my voice. So I'll never get my teeth fixed.
Well, yeah, he had like 4 extra teeth in his mouth, he claimed, and he claimed that allowed him to hit that extra high octave or whatever.
I don't know what the science behind that will be.
I don't know.
Like, it's interesting, you know, if it's true, like, but yeah, didn't he say that in the movie? Didn't they have that in the,
yeah,
in the movie somewhere, I think.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, actually, he said that when he first met the band.
Oh, okay.
Probably like some alternate universe is like Freddie Mercury can't sing or whatever, and he's got all them extra teeth, and he comes walking in for the audition, and he talks like Herbie.
And then he eventually becomes a dentist.
Time to play some music.
What did you guys think of 65?
Ooh, 65 looks interesting because I will watch a dinosaur movie any day of the week.
Yeah.
And this is like, so I was catching the vibe that they're like time travelers or somehow slipped through a wormhole back to right before the fucking meteor ruined everything.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
What'd you say, Mike?
Well, they had all that futuristic gear and shit like that, and I just didn't know if they were time travelers or they got
they crash landed on a planet.
Oh, okay.
And
but wasn't
what
it
it's
Earth?
No, from what I gathered from the thing, it was a different planet, and I think that it was implying that someone took dinosaur life off Earth and brought it here, or brought it to this world.
I was looking at the title 65 as 65 million years ago, like right before, like the end. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought, but I don't know. I'd have to watch it again. But either way, there's futuristic gear and weaponry, and there's dinosaurs, and I don't know how that could go wrong.
Yeah, it says it right here. Adam Driver time travels into the past to fight dinosaurs.
Oh, there we go. When you read it like that, it sounds stupid.
How about if I read it like this? The trailer for 65, a sci-fi thriller featuring space travel, time shenanigans, and dinosaurs, sees Adam Driver learn to be a dad.
So this premise says after a catastrophic crash on an unknown planet, he quickly discovers he's actually stranded on Earth 65 million years ago. Okay.
So it's like a weird amalgamation of like a bunch of other movies, right?
Mm.
So like Planet of the Apes, and then that fucking shitty ass what was that other one movie that was fucking terrible? I can't remember it. Fuck it, what is
Sound of Thunder?
Is that what it was called? No, not Sound of Thunder. Well, they made a couple of different Sound of Thunder movies.
Hmm.
There was actually
that one involved time traveling back to the age of dinosaurs and shit, and they end up making,
that was a commercial thing, though, right?
Changing the timeline.
They did that as a commercial thing for people to buy time to go back and hunt dinosaurs. And when they came back, someone stepped on some shit, and then fucking the Nazis were fucking in charge. I think.
I don't know, something like that.
Sound of Thunder, I think that's what it was. No, I was thinking about the Will Smith and his fucking kid movie. That was like an alternate take. That's it, alternate Earth, yeah. After Earth, that's it. Kind of like, sort of like that in a way. I don't know. Like Mike said, dinosaurs though, and space stuff. So I'm cool. I'm down with it.
Okay.
Vox Machina, season 2 trailer.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's gonna be so good.
Yeah.
I'm watching this trailer and I'm picking out like all the different moments from the game.
Yeah.
So cool.
Well, yeah. Did you watch the first season, Mike?
I did not. Did not.
You should watch that too.
He would if it was a movie.
Put it on your list of things to watch.
Yeah, if it was a movie, I probably would have been in, actually.
I wonder what happened.
You like animation.
The Witcher, with that Witcher season of the Wolf or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
I watched the shit out of that, man.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah, but you like anime series. You watch freaking
Castlevania,
Attack on Titan shit, and Castlevania and all that.
Attack on Titan grabbed me by the bipper so hard. 30 seconds into the first episode, like you just know it's like when you find your true love levy.
They fight a dragon in the first episode.
Yeah, I get it, and you know what? Someday maybe it'll come on, and I'll be like, oh, I'll watch it, and I'll just get immediately sucked in.
You're a boring nerd, you know that?
No, I'll tell you what. I honestly, Attack on Titan, I was late to the game anyway. Like I heard people talking about it and shit. I'm just not. I'm so patient. I'm not really like.
You're not one of us, Mike.
No,
You're not a nerd.
I kind of watch shit as I watch it.
You're not a nerd. You got a hot wife. You playing a music man. You know.
You're a fake nerd.
Yeah, you're a fake nerd, dude.
You're a nerd in wolf's clothing.
I did watch a bunch of stuff this week, though.
What if I edited a bunch of episodes together and said it was a movie? Would you watch it then?
Yeah, like Fist of the North Star, like Fist of the North Star, the first fucking one of the first animes. It was all. Imagine I had to, like, if somebody would have handed me a fucking, a box of like VHS tapes, like, here, Fist of the North Star, episodes 1 through 160.
Well, if it's any consolation, Mike.
Yeah.
They release the episodes 3 at a time. So think of them all like, and there's 12 episodes in the season. And they're a half hour long. So think of it as like each segment is just an hour and a half long movie, and you just got 4 movies to watch.
Yeah, but it's still it's still a series
of movies.
I mean, I get it. Sometimes you'll watch 4 movies in a series, but they come out one at a time, and then a year later you'll get the second one, and a year later you get the third one.
Thought about your methodology there. The other day when I was reading about the Demon Slayer's new season's coming out, what they're going to do is they're doing this. They're calling a Demon Slayer movie tour.
Yeah.
So they're taking the last 2 or 3 episodes of the last season on the first episode of the next season, and they're making it like a 2-hour movie, and they're shuffling it around theaters to play.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could see Mike going to that. Instead of sitting and watching the episodes at home. but then there's a continuation, though. It's not like you're going to see a movie and it has an ending. Right. It's just like, it just cuts off, and we'll see episode 3 when you go home. because movies never have sequels.
Yeah, they do, but there's still like some sort of ending, you know, even if it's an open ending, it's still an ending. Like when you're going episode to episode, like there's not
closure.
It doesn't end enough.
Closure,
you know, even when there's an open, even when there's like an open ending in the movie, at least like most of the shit got wrapped up and they just have like a little sliver or something that gets by and you're like, oh, okay, well, there's something where they could do a second one. But when you're watching an episode, you know, say 4 into episode 5, they just fucking cut off and then you're like, what the fuck was that? But then you just put episode 5 on because they dump whole fucking seasons on at the same time now. So yeah, more movies, less series. 65. This 65 is a goddamn movie, correct?
Fuck that. Make them all series.
No. Well, then,
make them all series. That way Mike can't ever watch anything ever again.
I won't even really be needed on this show anymore if there was all series and no movies anymore. Because
we'll just get Josh.
I was going to say,
I shouldn't say that.
You're here half the time anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to miss the next episode too, or maybe I'm not. I don't know, because I don't think anybody's going to want to be recording on New Year's Eve. But we'll have to talk about that one.
Wait, isn't it the 30th, not the 31st? Yeah,
is it the 30th?
Yeah, New Year's Eve's on Saturday. On a Saturday.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
I thought we were going to get together next time because I got your presents, your Christmas presents I wanted to give you.
Dude, come on, man.
What do you mean, come on, man? I give you guys presents every year.
I know,
for like
but
5 years now.
I know, but I'm broken. I couldn't fucking do it this year, man. I mean, I know you don't give us presents just to get presents. I understand that, but you know.
Well, I'm making up for last year because I didn't get either of you guys anything last year. So.
Yeah, technically you owe us 2 years of presents, Mike.
I got to talk to you about that one. This is a very entertaining story about it.
The year before, I did get you those drawings from EJ Sue, so that should have been good for 2 years.
Those were dope.
You know, it's funny, and I did get Levy those games that he still has not played, and it's been a year almost now.
How do you know? How do you know I haven't played them? I played them.
Liar. We know by the amount of eyes you just said before that sentence.
I haven't actually. I don't think I've booted up my VR in like a year.
Yeah, that's sad too. Anyway, let's go on to finish up the trailers. So this one wasn't really a trailer, but it was like a short Blender movie. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think of Charge?
The end was a gut punch right in the feels, man.
Yeah. What'd you think, Mike?
Thought it was cool.
You didn't watch it, did you?
Huh? No, I did. I did.
Okay.
I ripped through all of them. That's why The Last of Us didn't get watched, because I'm like, well, I got to go on, and I only got, you know.
We're lucky it wasn't a series.
We're like this trailer when I clicked on it and I saw it was like 5 minutes long or some shit when I clicked on it, and I'm like,
that's too much.
Oh man, I'm like, I wish they would have made this a series of this trailers broken down into 3 1 minute and 30 second.
Luckily, trailers. It was like 2 minutes of credits, so it was only really like a 3-minute movie.
Yeah.
I was gonna joke about it. We can say that I can't believe that guy did all that just for his fucking.
Just for what?
His old beat up sex robot. God damn it! I gotta get some batteries for my fucking sex bot.
Now I assume that's supposed to be his wife or something at the end, right?
That's what I assumed.
That's how I took it.
Yeah.
I guess they kind of left it semi-ambiguous, but
the really cool part about these Blender movies, they're open movies, is that they just release all the files then. So you can actually download the whole project, movie project, if you want to. The audio, the CGI stuff, the Blender files. It's really cool. As in like open source.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that in the credits. I thought that was pretty cool.
I liked it a lot. So I guess that's it. How about we move on to did you guys watch anything? Mike, you said you watched something.
I watched a couple things.
Didn't watch a series though.
I actually did start a series. I did start a series.
Did you now? Really?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
The hell you say?
Hypocrite in the
So I started watching Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
But you won't watch Vox Machina.
But Chainsaw Man, Jed will understand. I've seen Record of Lotus Wars and all this other shit. I've seen like the Dungeons and Dragons type thing. Like Sawhorse, there's Sawhorse.
This ain't
Chainsaw Man.
Like this fucking Vox Machina is like funny. It's like it's a fucking laugh riot.
It is
In Chainsaw Man, the dude picked up his little dog and used him as a chainsaw. He was cutting a tree down with his dog.
Yep.
That's funny.
Awesome.
Is that not funny?
Okay, yeah, that sounds funny. Yeah.
He has this little dog that has like a chainsaw in the middle of his forehead, and he just hangs out with this dog and shit. And the dog is like he's a little fat, cute little dog with a chainsaw. Even
has like a handle.
Yeah, and he has a handle on his back, and they open up the one scene and they show this dude and he's just sawing a fucking tree down with his little dog. And then he puts him down and he's like petting him and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, it spoke to me. It was fucking strange, man. Yeah.
How many episodes did you watch?
Just 2 so far. I just got it.
Okay.
I've been checking that website that WCOfun.co, whatever it is. Anyways, they have like 7 episodes up English dubbed. So yeah, I made it through 2 so far.
English dub. I was gonna say I have it up on the Jetflix, but that's just the Japanese stuff. But there's I found to tell you about. They have, and it is. Let me pull up the link here. I'll copy and paste that in there for you. They have like almost everything you could possibly not found something that's in there when it comes to anime, and you have the option of either streaming it or downloading it. They have subs and dubs for everything, and they have all the I think they have all the channel. Was it 10 now? I think it is. They're on. I know there's only 1 or 2 episodes left yet to the season. That's it.
You should see how I have my shit fucking say. Like you have your favorites, your favorite like folders and shit. But then in the top I use Safari, and in the top, I'm sure you could do it on whatever browser you're on too. You could drop links. Like I have like hotkey links.
Yeah.
And then you label them, but every time you drop one in there, it's got some real long ass web name and shit. So you just put an abbreviation. So I have a tab up there that says watch anime. And then one next to it says more anime. And then I had to put that. I didn't realize I already had 2. So I was going to name it more anime. And I'm like, fuck, I already have a more anime. So now I got an even more anime tab.
More anime link 2.
More anime. Yeah. I'll have to skim through this. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty. I've been, like I said, I've found stuff that I couldn't find any place else.
Nice.
Because I started watching Fire Force.
You started watching what?
Fire Force.
That's an anime?
It is. And Brother Kyle told me about it. And we were talking about the sound design on it. And like then I was looking up some stuff. I've been like, everybody was talking about the sound design anime. And I was like, wow, I'm like, they're good. And the whole concept out, there's these fire departments, not firefighters. They're like small groups of people who fight. I think they call them incendiaries. They're basically fire demons that like just appear out of nowhere. Like the whole like instantaneous human combustion.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's like it's a take on that. But these people, when they combust, they turn into demons. And this crew, they kind of look like firefighters, but they're not, because they wear like the fire insulated, coats and stuff. But like there's this one dude who like works out. He's like the captain, and there's another guy. He has powers on his feet. There's a fucking priest chick, like a nun who. She's not a nun though. She's like a certic, whatever. She like does because they say them back to. They're sending them to rest, and then there's like this couple people like they're pyrotechnics, so they know how to control the fire and stuff. It's a pretty cool series. I've watched about maybe 12 episodes of it so far. I'm digging it.
Yeah. Well, the Chainsaw Man thing, it's just one of those things, man. It's a reason why, like, if somebody's pitching an idea at me, I'll never completely shit on it for how strange it may seem.
Yeah.
Until I see a final result, because I'll tell you that if you just threw that premise at me, like and told me about the little dog and like with the chainsaw and told me about the origin of like how he became the chainsaw man, right. I'd have been like, that's fucking stupid. Nobody ever watched that shit, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's
cool.
completely weird, but it is
really
cool. Good. And his design is just so dope. He's just like in a shirt and he's wearing a tie too, isn't he? Like a shirt and tie, and then he's got the chainsaw hands, chainsaw head.
The best part is that he got the fucking pull cord right in his chest.
Right in his and it's the dog's tail. Like that was the best. That the fucking dog's tail was the pulled. Yeah, but so
it's really
watch
good.
That.
Yeah, I'm caught up to like episode 10, and it gets really. It's just the animation, the story, and everything. It's really good.
So Levy, check this out. I watched another series.
Jesus, really?
Did I tell you last time that we watched Wednesday?
I think you said you were going to.
But yeah, we watched Wednesday. Yeah. Wednesday was really good. I mean, I don't have to go into like any kind of major detail over it or whatever, but it was good. Watching. It's worth watching. Yeah, it's worth watching for sure. For sure, man. Wednesday?
For sure. Oh, Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And that one I kind of got into by osmosis because, Ness was going to watch that shit the minute it came out. So it was on and I got sucked in right away. So I ended up watching it with her. What else did I watch? Oh, I watched a movie called Unholy. Ever heard of it? Saw it? So
we didn't have a trailer for that, did we?
I'm not sure, but Negan was. Give me the dude's name again. What's that guy's name? Negan. They got to play.
The guy that played Negan, Jeffrey D. Morgan.
Jeffrey D. Morgan was in. He was in that movie. Basically, like some girl, some like deaf mute girl, gets visited by who she thinks is Mary, like Virgin Mary, and she's able to talk and hear again, and then she starts like curing people or healing people or whatever, but it's a horror movie, so everything obviously goes horribly wrong, but he's in it. And yeah, that was a pretty good movie. And it's Unholy. I'm like, did I hear that? Did we talk about that? But I don't really remember it, but it's such a generic name for a horror movie, so it wouldn't have stuck out in my head even if I did. But yeah, it ended up being a pretty good flick. When you guys go, I saw a couple other things, but they're escaping me right now.
How about you, Levy? Did you watch anything cool?
I've been playing Callisto Protocol.
Protocol.
Yeah. It's made by the same people who, not the same people, but some of the same people that made the original Dead Space.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that. Okay.
Unfortunately, the PC launch was a little rocky. A lot of performance issues, real bad stuttering, stemming from bad shader compilation optimization. But they patched that stuff. But people are complaining about the gameplay and like the combat and stuff. But I've been having fun with it. So it's it doesn't really do anything new or innovating, but I like the gameplay. It's a lot of fun. Story's all right. So the graphics are fucking phenomenal. Looks very pretty. So
I am about 80% through Spider-Man on the PC.
Okay.
I've been enjoying the shit out of that.
Didn't you play that on PlayStation also, or?
Yeah, but this is with the graphics card and all the
I mean, that's the same reason I'm playing through it too. But yeah. I couldn't remember if you had played it before. If this is your first time playing it
on my PS4.
Yeah,
that's the reason why I bought the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man 2 is going to be coming out later this year. PS5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No PS.
Well, it's good. It's about time. They need to start leaving the PlayStation behind.
Yeah, I don't have a PS5.
They need to start leaving. They need to start leaving the PlayStation 4 behind.
Yeah,
it's about time. It's 3 years into this console's life, so it's time to move on from PS4.
Is PS5 been 3 years already?
Yes.
Wow, I thought it was 2. No shit.
Oh no, I'm sorry. When did it come out? Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think it is 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. So, but
yeah,
still, regardless,
stuff on the PC lately because you know updated graphics and stuff with the NVIDIA.
Mhm.
You know, what's that called? The
DLSS.
Yeah,
Deep learning super sampling
makes everything look awesome.
Yep.
Or the ray tracing stuff. If you have that yet? The driver.
I mean, it's almost required to use when you're using ray tracing.
Right.
So it frees up system resources to render.
Just hear the fans kick on and it doesn't stop for a few hours. That's when you know you're cooking the card nice and good. Keeps your feet warm. Anything else, guys, you want to go over before we have one bit of news to cover?
No, I don't think so.
So everyone was all except for Henry Cavill to come back as Superman at the end of Black Adam. Spoilers. I'm sure if you're not on the internet, you didn't know. But since you're listening to this show, you are. And then James Gunn, since he was became head of the DC, studio thing, announced that it was either yesterday or the day before, said they're just going to reboot everything, and all those that were in the Snyder are going to be gone. Or
out.
Like people like Ben Affleck are going to be directings. There's rumors that Jason Momoa may actually play Lobo, which was the given casting that he should have been. Man, anyway, right? And
yeah, but I don't think they should do that.
And so they're starting over fresh. But I'll think about this. But I saw someone post it was like a thing that said, because I know Henry Cavill to Marvel Studios a little while ago. There was a rumor. Someone said, why don't they just have him play Hyperion and then just get all the fired fucking actors and have them play the fucking Squadron Supreme? Wouldn't that be great?
That would be pretty awesome.
Don't put it past them.
That'd be a cool idea. And also, everyone's like worried about Henry Cavill's, I guess, financial future, but he got paid.
I think he's fine.
Seriously.
I think the man's okay.
It was either $250,000 or $500,000 for each cameo that he made, and like for one Adam and then one for it being in. And I guess
which I just read got cut.
Yeah,
I just read that him and Wonder Woman's cameos got cut.
Right, you got paid $250,000 for like a couple seconds or a couple minutes, and he's going to be doing a Warhammer series, I think, on Netflix.
Amazon.
Thank you. Amazon.
Yeah, and you know what?
He'll be fine.
If his movie career doesn't pan out, he can just become a PC influencer on YouTube and just make a living making PC building videos.
Probably make more money doing that. Right? I
mean, you should have seen the fucking thirst fucking reactions to that video. Holy shit! Even April was just practically drooling over that video. I'll admit I was drooling a little bit too because those arms are fucking. Oh, he can hold me anytime.
Wow. How about you, Mike? Do you think Henry Cavill could hold you anytime?
I'm good. It's not, I'll grab a beer with a motherfucker or smoke a J with him or whatever, but that's where it ends.
Would you sit down and watch a series with him?
Yeah. What if you say, hey, Mike, come on, bring it in here. Let me hold you and comfort you and cuddle while we watch Vox Machina.
No, you get everybody's entitled to a bro hug. You get the shake with the hug and one or two slaps and then get the fuck away from me.
Just let it happen, mate.
Just let it happen. You try to get up, go get a drink or something. He's like, where are you going? He's like, doesn't let you up. Oh, he has the English accent, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might turn you over, right?
No, we're good there. You can't get by the penis, you know. Not judging anybody, Levy. Like, that's cool, man. I support you 100%, whatever you're doing, but it's just not for me personally.
What if you had Jason Momoa on one side and Henry Cavill on the other, and just cuddle in between that little sandwich of fucking flesh meat?
Are you asking me or Levy?
Either. The question's, it's a public question. Either
I don't know.
You can answer.
I'm not really into Jason Momoa.
You're like, Momoa's like too dirty for me. I want the clean Cavill. I want the clean cut Cavill with the fucking muscles. I don't want the long fucking hair with the tattoos.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Though in Justice League, when he flicked his hair and everything like that was pretty awesome. when he came sliding out of the building, he's like, yeah.
Have you pictured himself as Jason Momoa there for a second?
Absolutely. I'm Wish.com's Jason Momoa.
All right, now that the show has taken a whole another turn into a direction that I have no idea where we're going. The other thing I had was that Rob returns to Marvel Comics for another badass Deadpool Batter Blood adventure with Wade Wilson.
Oh boy,
Batter Blood.
Batter
Blood. That sounds about Rob Liefeld's speed.
A
shitty grammar, titled with the word blood or death in it.
Yep,
and shitty art.
Sequel to Liefeld's hit Deadpool Bad Blood, the title of a 5-issue series that will deliver another definitive Deadpool adventure in a way only the writer and artist can.
Only 5 issues? Oh, that's a shame.
Yep.
So exciting.
Levy. Yep. Like a trade paperback, mail it to you. That will see it. Go figure. Check this out. That will see Merc with the Mouth team up with guest stars like Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Cable against a villain. The Foot Clan.
Bloodfoot.
Bloodfoot.
No, get this. It's really funny. Deadpool's upcoming mission will also raise the stakes of intense feud with Thumper, revealing surprising details about the Deadly Killer's origin along the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yep. Night Soul.
I think one of my favorite ones was Pouch Man. I think it was just a dude with all pouches all over him.
Yeah.
Pouch Man.
All right.
I think about how many comic books I read of like the New Mutants and X-Force and all that Rob Liefeld shit back in the day, and seeing all them characters with pouches, but don't really ever recall anybody ever like using any of the shit that was in any of those pouches.
That's what it's called. It's called The Pouch. There, I put the picture in the chat. The Pouch.
His head's a pouch. Oh shit, man! It would be great if you had like the bullets, like the chain bullets around him, and the bullets were all little pouches.
They did a parody of the one X-Men cover with Wolverine on the X cross and stuff like that.
Yeah,
the pouch. It's really funny.
The pouch. Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that happened. The gun's made of all pouches.
Yeah.
It's like a Lego set. Oh, there's the cross. The pouch in peril. Like, see, that I could get behind, It's purposeful.
Yeah. It is a series, though. It's not a graphic novel.
Both of those covers, you don't really see what the pouches' feet look like. You can only imagine that they're more pouches. But
it has to be pouches.
It's just it's a mental block with him, because all if this dude's feet were really just that, they were just pouches, you think, well, I'll just draw the pouches, but he can't because he knows they're not just pouches. Them pouches are feet. So it just becomes a thing. Can't
even
do
the
it.
Even the gun's made out of pouches. That's great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Levy, weird news.
Oh, man. See here. Weird news. All right. So, have a few stories tonight for us all. This one comes from The Hill. Reckless driver turns out to be dog behind wheel in Texas crash.
I'm sorry. Was the dog okay? I shouldn't have laughed. Is the dog right?
I think so. Okay. From Kilgore, Texas.
Was he wearing the seatbelt?
Police in Texas. Police in Texas said they apprehended a reckless driver that turned out to be a dog after two vehicles were hit in a Walmart parking lot. One of the vehicles, the owner of one of the vehicles said he saw the suspect barreling down on him, but he was unable to avoid the crash. He was shocked to see a dog in the driver's seat. Kilgore Police Department confirmed the dog was behind the wheel at the time of the crash. Police found that the dog was sitting in the unoccupied truck waiting for its owners, who were inside the store. Police said the dog set the truck in motion after it apparently got a little antsy and bounced around inside the cab. According to police, the steering column had prior damage that apparently allowed the pooch to accidentally place the truck and drive. The leash the dog was wearing is also believed to have gotten caught in the emergency brake, releasing it. What a cacophony of errors.
I know, right?
It doesn't sound feasible, but an eyewitness saw the pooch behind the wheel just before the crash. He certainly has a guilty look on his face. Police said no one was hurt in the crash.
Did they give him a sobriety test?
Well, several social media users commented on Facebook, including Kilgore Animal Control, which said in a post, "I did not issue this pup's license before anyone asks."
Yeah. Do you guys remember the old Saturday Night Live skits with Toonses, the driving
Toonses,
cat?
the driving cat. Yep.
Yep. Always go off the cliff at the end. Ah!
Yeah. Always ended up killing everybody. All right. So second story comes from Newsweek. A woman with unusual strength claiming to be a god fights multiple cops. Now, before you ask,
what was she on?
Before you ask, this happened in Florida.
Yeah, of course it did. That's where all the good shit happens.
A Florida woman who claimed to be an Egyptian god was unaffected by a stun gun and had to be held down by multiple cops as they arrested her in Miami Beach over the weekend.
She was on the PCP. She had to be.
According to the arrest report, Emily Thomas Lockton, 26, stopped her car in traffic, exited the vehicle, and began screaming in the street. She allegedly became increasingly enraged and slammed the hoods of passing cars before attacking a nearby Cuban restaurant. Lockton of Boynton Beach, Florida, slammed tables and hurled dishes and cups at customers at the eatery, then slapped the hand of the restaurant's manager when he asked her to leave. But when a cop tried to take her into custody, she allegedly became even more aggressive and hostile and slapped his face. The officer deployed his taser, but it failed to stun her, and she then managed to evade a second officer by aiming a blow at him, which she managed to dodge. She showed unusual strength, possibly as a result of an unknown substance. And it reportedly took multiple officers to eventually subdue Thomas Lockton and get the handcuffs on her, and she had to be restrained on a stretcher taken from a fire truck.
There's her mugshot, by the way.
Yeah.
She's not on anything.
No, not at all. Officers claimed she was screaming that she was related to the late rapper Tupac Shakur and was also a god from ancient Egypt. She, in a strange coincidence, she was taken to Mount Sinai Medical Center. If you remember, Mount Sinai is the name of the Egyptian mountain where Moses is said to have received the 10 Commandments from God. She was.
Moses got the fucking the last Tupac album when he went up there. It was 10 tracks, man.
This is a really odd way to start fucking Hancock 2 movie, right?
Yeah, right.
And in we didn't learn our lesson the first time news. This comes from the Chattanoogan. Man arriving at courthouse for hearing on meth case found with bag of meth in his pocket. So, yeah.
This is one last time, man.
What's that?
I said it's evidence. It was evidence just to show them that he didn't do it.
Yeah, a man arriving at the court's building for an appearance on a meth possession charge had some incriminating evidence in his pocket. Security guard said the metal detector at the entrance to the building hit on metal when 30-year-old Buford Nunley tried to enter. Nunley was asked about any metal items he might have. Guards were concerned about the possibility of a weapon. Instead, Nunley pulled out a metal canister. The guards said in the canister they found a bag of meth along with 6.5 pills identified as subutin. Nunley could not provide a prescription for the pills. So,
I want to go back to the Egyptian god story. Which god was she supposed to be? ISIS or what? Or like,
didn't say, and the article did not say. Nope.
You know, she really have egg on her face. She was a fucking Egyptian god, right?
Oh, all right. So, from Fox 13 Tampa Bay, Clearwater Police Department, Florida man had sex with dog in front of people, damaged church property and a mailbox.
And a mailbox.
Wait. In front of people. Wait. Run that back.
Florida man had sex with dog in front of people.
Okay.
Damaged church property and a mailbox.
Oh, I thought he had sex with a mailbox.
No. He had sex with a dog, Jed. He had sex with a dog.
Caused damage to a mailbox in a church. Like, what?
My bad.
Yep.
What are the circumstances?
Must have been a big dog.
It was a Labradoodle, or I'm sorry, Golden Doodle. An Orlando man was in Clearwater where he had sex with a Golden Doodle in front of adults and a child. Damaged a nativity display at a nearby church and tried to steal a vehicle.
Oh my God.
Police arrested 36-year-old Chad Mason on several charges, including sexual activity with an animal, exposing sexual organs, and criminal mischief to a place of worship. According to the arrest affidavit, he knew the owner of the dog and was taking the Golden Doodle out for a walk in the apartment complex. Then he started having sex with the dog in front of witnesses, including adults and a juvenile who was less than 16 years old.
Jesus Christ.
When Mason was confronted by one of the adults, he fled and began to wreak havoc in the surrounding areas. Police said Mason ran to the Northwood Presbyterian Church, where he knocked over a nativity display, broke potted plants, and tossed children's toys from the playground area.
Oh my God.
They estimated about $400 in damages to the church. After leaving the church, he damaged a mailbox in the adjacent neighborhood and tried to steal a car before he was taken into custody.
So he got caught with the dog, or he just did it with the dog in front of people to begin with? Like, what was
he just did it in front of people. He was apparently walking the dog, and just suddenly thought, "Huh,
maybe I'll fuck it,"
and suddenly started, going to town on the dog in front of people and a child.
Wow. That's weird, man.
Well, weird news.
Yeah, but I mean, like, think about like bestiality to begin with is just weird. But think about when you just can't wait to get to an area where there's nobody. Like,
imagine the complete lack of shame you must have to start porking a dog.
Yeah,
in the middle of the street. Just imagine the complete lack of self and lack of shame. It's unfathomable to me.
It really is.
I mean, it's unfathomable to have sex in general in public.
Right.
Yeah. We should just segment like in other meth news.
Yeah, but it's better. Listen, I will say this: he's doing a lot better than he used to, because he used to end off on this, some depressing shit. This time. There's
like no child death or inverted penises at all,
No, it's.
I mean, I can't go back to that stuff.
No, it's been good. That was a good crop of stories today.
Right. No, I wouldn't go back.
Is that it, Levy?
You've evolved,
yeah,
Levy. Don't go back.
I mean, it is the Christmas season. I can go back to that story about that Santa that went to visit that kid with cancer.
Yeah, now we're good.
No.
Okay. Except for your memories on Facebook.
All right. Well, let's move on to some toy news then. How's toy news? This first one that I'm going to show you is actually from more than 2 weeks ago, but I'm not sure if you guys talked about it on the last show. So I'm going to throw it in there, and you can stop me if you've seen it already. The Super 7 Thunder Tank. Have you seen this thing, man?
That's like the size of a Power Wheels.
It really is. Like, I don't
think a small child in that thing.
I don't think people knew how big it was going to be when they all pre-ordered it.
Like when I see that picture, I hear the Thunder Tank theme.
Seriously.
How much did that go for?
Like 550, I think.
Jesus
That's actually not bad
Christ.
for that size. Of
No,
that
it
thing.
really
No,
isn't.
it's not.
I'm wondering like what's going on inside it, because I'm sure you can pop the lid and see all the inside of it and all that shit. I'm sure they got
Right.
a little bit of detail in there, but just like based on sheer size and
Right.
Now, are those
That's-
real treads on there, or are they like fake treads with wheels?
they
underneath?
look like real treads because they kind of have. If they were fake,
It's like got a
I would
bit of a sag
imagine.
to it.
Yeah, they got a little sag to it. I would imagine it being a lot more perfect if they were fake. So
Or maybe they molded the sag into it to make it look realistic.
if they did, that's
a lot of attention to detail if they did that.
Yeah, for real.
Well,
You know what?
I mean,
The Thunder Tank was always a kind of dumb looking.
It really was, man.
It really is kind of dumb looking, but it's so cool.
It's like it looked like a big robot cat, like in pounce mode, but like before they pounce, and then they just threw some tank treads on it.
And the mouth in front always looked weird to me,
Yeah,
but still gotta love it, right?
yeah, of course. Not enough to buy it, but
you got plenty of room.
Yeah,
now, Mike.
I
Put in your new.
I don't love it. $500 worth.
displaying something like the Thunder Tank, especially at that size, and I know I'm about to compare it to something that ultimately would be at least a little smaller than that, but would be trying to like properly display a Skylinks, like a masterpiece.
A two scale Skylinks.
Well, I mean, because it would even like what you would imagine an MP scale Skylinks would be, you know, definitely not that big as that thing is, but even still, like just
that's like
it'd be tough to display, man.
Like those waist up like 1-to-1 busts that they make.
Yeah,
like where the fuck do you put that except on like a pedestal somewhere?
Right.
That's like, do you guys see this was about maybe a couple of weeks ago. There's somebody who makes 1-to-1 Marvel Legends.
What, life-size Marvel Legends?
A life-size yeah, they did a Jean Grey and I think a Storm.
Is it anatomically correct?
I think so.
See that coming.
I think it is.
Can you fuck it?
Probably. I would think, why would you go through all the trouble of that just if you couldn't, you know?
I like that, Levy. Your questioning, Levy, was great because it's like the first question is beating around the bush a little bit, and then the next question was just, yeah, can you fuck it?
Oh man.
All right. And on that note, next piece of news. There is that link will lead you to a couple pictures of Drift, IDW Drift. It looks like that's about to come out. MP scale IDW shit is kind of hard to find.
By whom?
What's that? Oh, it's Wonderful Trans, the company is called.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he looks pretty dope. He kind of got a little bit of like a Make Toys vibe to him, you know? Like even Advanced Project a little bit like a
that car mode, is that what he looked like in IDW?
It's not a dead ringer, but it's really close. Yeah. It's really close. Yeah, I've seen this alt mode somewhere in some other franchise, honestly. I can't remember what that franchise is, but it's pretty close to pretty close to what he looked like in IDW, but not like right on the money.
Oh man.
Slightly.
Like they always make Drift with these big giant fucking shoulder pauldrons.
Yeah, they do.
And it's like, God, those things got to get in the way, man.
You know what though? It's pretty crazy. Like a bunch of these poses that they got him in, they look like they've figured out how to at least get some pretty decent articulation out of them.
Yeah.
Like there's that one pic where he's kind of kneeling and he's got the sword up and he's got his shoulder all the way up by his head. Let's see, what do we got? And this next one is, let me get it in there. That one is a prototype of the Ocular Max blades.
Okay.
So far, they're just showing. So far, they're just showing the alt mode.
That looks cool.
Is that the last one?
Nah, they still got a couple more. They still got to do hotspot and groove. Yeah, hotspot and groove yet. X Transbots has, which 2 do they have out? They got groove and streetwise out so far. So they still have 3 more to do. They both have, actually they got 4 more to do. Right? Did any other X Transbots come out besides the streetwise? I don't think. Or yeah. They did. They did streetwise and groove and first aid is out for Ocular Max, and I think streetwise is on the way. So they both have 2 out. So yeah, they both got 3 to go. Which Predictabots are you getting, Levy?
I don't know. I haven't gotten any, and so I don't know if I'm ever going to get any.
Yeah,
unless Moon Studios or whoever's got the Zeta Toys fucking mantle now, does a Defensor. If they do one, I'll probably get them then. But
you don't trust the X Transbots one? That one's going to be to scale.
Well, I just never got in on it, so I don't think
yeah.
I don't even know how many of them are out, and I don't even buy.
They got 2 of them out so far.
Yeah, I imagine you're paying secondary market prices on those already.
I wonder what they're going for. And Jed, you don't give a shit about Defensor, do you?
That was one of those combined I just didn't give a shit about.
Yeah. All right, I got one last piece of news, and this one was a surprise, man. Drop this shit in here. So out of nowhere comes a company called Startoy, who, as far as I know, according to everything that I'm reading, is the company that used to be Transform Element. That was the company that used to be Deformation Space, or actually vice versa. Transform Element and then Deformation Space, now Startoy. And they're putting out this Blitzwing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're probably going to sell a lot of them because I think that people are tired of waiting for the Fans Toys one. But I really don't know that this looks very good, except in alt modes. I think the alt modes, I think the jet mode looks decent enough. Mm-hmm. It looks pretty good. I think the tank mode looks awesome. Actually, the jet mode looks really good, honestly. The tank mode looks awesome, but that robot mode, man, can't do it. It looks like it has amazing articulation for a figure of that size, but there's just so many things about the design that I just can't get behind. I think the upper arms are skinny. I think the legs, the way they did the legs, and I saw the cartoon model, and that's exactly what the cartoon model looked like. So this is another one of those cases where cartoon accuracy goes horribly wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the cut joint at the hip. And then if you look at it, the hip, it's wider at the knee. And there's something that just kind of looks weird to me when I look at it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense.
Those legs, it's weird. They go in narrow, in the middle of the thigh, and then come back out.
Yeah,
that don't look good at all.
No, it doesn't.
I guess it's like they always say, you compensate for the other alt modes, and you're always going to lose something somewhere on one of them, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I think in the case of a transformer, you should probably put your best face forward on the robot mode, and then if you have to cut corners, do it in the alt mode.
True,
but
I agree.
Especially when it's a triple changer. Right. You can have one good alt mode, and then maybe okay alt mode, and then have a really good robot mode. Because most collectors are going to display in robot. Not all, but most, I imagine, are going to display in robot mode. So, but my other issue, and this isn't just specifically with this figure, but you said that this Star Toy used to be Transform Element and Deformation Space, right?
Yeah.
This seems to be a growing trend in third party now too, with all the name changing, constantly changing the names. It's how do you keep up with who these people are that are making these things? It's hard to build a reputation when everybody keeps changing their names.
Well, it's a legal thing, man.
No, I get it. I get it. But, you know, I mean, Fans Toys has been able to keep the name Fans. Well, okay. Granted, they've done a couple under different banners.
Yeah.
Sure. But they still produce toys under the Fans Toys banner.
Yeah, there's only them and
Hasbro,
like
that's why.
You think Fans Toys is backed by Hasbro?
I think
are we going down some conspiracy theory?
Here we go.
Put your tinfoil
cuts here.
Put your tinfoil helmet on. I think that
I'm ready for this.
I think they're associated with Hasbro in a certain way. I believe they are. Because no one could last this long, produce the quality and the same thing that they've done without, you know, having any type of legal issue.
X-Transboss has been around the same amount of time.
Yeah, but I think that, I mean,
MMC and Ocular Max, maybe not Ocular Max since the beginning, but like MMC and Ocular Max together as a company have been around for the same amount of time.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess that kind of shoots down that whole idea of it, but the time of it. But I mean,
wow, 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, I always thought that I always thought that Hasbro they had some type of involvement with Hasbro, whether it be a legal agreement or if it was just like an insider, because they always seem to know which figures like kind of to do or not to do, or which ones like good example would be the Soundwave that you just did, right? Which was under, you know, not Fans Toys. Why do you think they did that? Besides, like, what legal repercussions would they have seen
for putting it out under a different name?
No, I'm saying, why did they do it under a different name?
I couldn't tell you.
That's what I'm saying. What legal repercussions did they foresee would happen if they had it under their banner as Fans Toys? If they seem to be getting away with everything else, why would they do that?
Why? Because they think that Hasbro's going to do one soon. Like, I'm not sure where you're going.
Well, that's answer that. If you can answer that question, then what was the legal issue with that? Like, where do you think they were going to get, you know, like sued on or like lose any type of company issues?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I can't. I'm not really sure.
So it's really weird decisions like that make you question, like, well, you know, that there's going to be another MP coming out, probably with Soundwave. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Things that make you go,
yeah, but like
they have some type of insider information to know that that's going to be available soon.
They put the Trailbreaker out like right before Hasbro's Trailbreaker is going to be, or, you know, Hasbro and Takara's Trailbreaker is going to be coming very shortly.
Do you think it was because of any type of repercussions, not from Hasbro, but maybe from, was it Sony? Is that who made the alt mode for Soundwave? The tape deck? Sony. Did Sony do that alt? Was it based on one of their designs?
No, I think it's just a generic tape deck.
Is it?
I think it's just a generic tape deck. I don't think it's modeled after a specific one.
Then that is one of the weirdest situations ever for them to release that under a different name. So it's like, you said, Lev, you make you go, but why did they do that? And like nobody can answer it except, of course, them. Right? Yeah. So,
I mean, before that, the only other figure I think they released on a different banner was that
Slag.
That Scoria 2.0 or whatever.
Yeah.
The other thing too is, well, why would they do that? Maybe, and this is where the conspiracy part comes in. Maybe Hasbro asked them not to do it that way. Maybe they said, hey, if you're going to do this, then do it under a different name. It'll, you know, avoid our agreement somehow.
Yeah, and the other thing too is they have two different alternate banners now, because they did the Scoria under the one, and then now they did the Soundwave under that different one. I can't remember what their names are.
Robot Paradise.
Yeah, Robot Paradise. But what was the Slag one done? Remember? Perfect Fusion. Right?
Perfect Fusion, yes. And they were gonna do Cyclonus under that one as well, but they ended up not.
But wasn't Perfect Fusion supposed to be like the cheaper budget version? That's
originally we heard that going around, but that ended up not being the case.
So that was just like an alternate thing.
Rumor conjecture.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of like put that one as being so far back in the past that could have been a whole bunch of different issues. But Soundwave, that's like, there has to be some type of tricky legality there.
Yeah, but what would have been the case with Cyclonus? Because Cyclonus, they were going to do that same thing.
I think I think, in my opinion, the whole Perfect Fusion was just like they were going to do a cheaper line, and then they figured, fuck it, why should we do that?
Yeah. Well, I put a shot of that Fans Toys Berserk in the chat, just like to look at him versus the robot mode of this one, and it's like, to me, it's just not even a contest. And I realize it's been years, but you know what? I'm done getting placeholders. I'm like, I look at that one and I like that one better. And if I got to wait another fucking 2 years for it, then I guess I'll wait another 2 years for it.
As he sells his Make Toys Downbeat placeholder.
Well, he also bought that one years ago.
Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be a placeholder when I got it.
Oh, well, isn't it the whole thing like Fans Toys will eventually do all the characters?
They will, but I didn't replace everything. Not everything is I got is Fans Toys now. There was a few. My Springer is X Transbots. My Sea Spray is X Transbots. There's a handful or two mixed in there that I didn't go the Fans Toys route.
Cool.
Yeah. More often than not, I go the Fans Toys route, but not always.
I still think there's. I don't know, I'll have to come up with a better defense, but I still think there's some type of weird affiliation. Like I said, either legal or insider between those two companies somehow, either through designers or maybe some type of production thing or something.
I mean, if it was like that, and if fans, man, they should just be having these people design their own shit, you know? Like, I think a majority of people that are into third party, and not just unapologetically into third party, just like, you know, the hashtag sucks people, you know, like people that are just objectively into good MP and MP scale shit, I think would prefer Fans Toys shit over official shit objectively. It's like, I don't know. I just look at, I look at a bunch of their verses and just a Trailbreaker. I mean, I know we haven't seen that one in hand yet, but we've seen like pictures of it. I guess that's not the greatest example, but I just feel like, I don't know, look at the Shockwaves and
Shockwave.
Yeah. I feel like the Fans Toys Shockwave was like a much cooler version of Shockwave than Shockwave was.
Do you think if Hasbro did Shockwave now, it would be better or original shot? They did
I think it would probably be, well, I don't know, man. I feel like it would be better in some ways, but they would probably overcomplicate the shit out of it because that's the way everything's going these days. It's, you know, that's an amazing thing that I see out there. These motherfucking things are getting so complicated and so not fun to transform anymore that people are more willing to spend, you know, like on $150 masterpiece scaled figure or $180 masterpiece scale figure, like, well, just get two of them, put one of them in alt mode, or even when these triple changers come out, oh, just get three of them. Like, you would rather spend $500 on you know, one character's worth of figures and shit to get three of them just so you don't have to transform this thing ever.
Wasn't Fans Toys always kind of like that? I mean, besides the Dinobots.
Well, that's just Fans Toys in the very beginning. I don't feel like they were like that. Like, I feel like their earlier releases were a little bit more, they were a little easier to transform, including the Dinobots, but like even like Jetfire and like that earlier era, that stuff wasn't too bad. But then it was like, yeah, somewhere along the way they definitely did. But everything I see recently, like all the stuff they got coming out, has been going back in the other direction. It's like a little bit more intuitive, a little bit better to, like, it's not so frustrating of a fucking experience. But that's not stopping anybody from buying like doubles. It just blows my mind, man. It's like, dude, they are transformers that you got all three modes right there in one figure. You don't need to get other figures, but people love getting them, man.
Well, do you think that they're getting simpler to transform because they're going toward more of a simple look, like the cartoon look, and not as detailed?
I think going more towards the cartoon look has been making them more complicated, because I think that's forcing them to engineer like faux parts and shit, you know, a lot of times, or too much.
That and like you have to, because like the character models in the cartoon had like on parts that would be like, you know, completely straight on a toy, they had them like with more of a curve to them and stuff like that. So now they have to engineer like with Prime, like in old transformations, his legs would just fold down, right?
Yeah.
And now you have to practically explode the legs, turn all the panels inside out,
Mhm.
and then put it back together again just to form that curvature on the back of the legs to give it that tapered look.
Yep.
So yeah, I see exactly what Mike's talking about. The being super slavish to old cartoon models is making the transformations like needlessly complex.
Because remember, in early Masterpiece, they would just take them real world car modes or jet modes or whatever, and they would do what they could with those modes. And you remember back then it was like, man, this is fucking awesome. And honestly, if none of this cartoon accuracy shit would have ever happened, and they would have just continued down that road from the beginning to now, I would have been just as happy with that shit.
Yeah. I mean, they with the old design philosophy, they still evoked the original G1 characters.
Yeah, sure they did.
As they appeared on screen in our imaginations, but they still gave it a realistic sculpt with realistic detailing and greeble and whatnot.
Yeah.
It made these things look like what they would in the real world, but still looking like they stepped off the screen.
I don't want to offend anybody that is super into cartoon accuracy, but to me, the cartoon accurate people that are into the cartoon accuracy, like, where in the fuck is your imagination at, people? Like, nah, for real though. Like,
I never understood cartoon accuracy either. When there was like so many different artists drawing the characters, you could never say that it was perfect.
Right. Well, yeah, you have to cherry pick what cartoon model you're looking at, because like sometimes the cartoon models looked really bad, like with shoulders going like coming out of like their waists almost, because they were so drawn so low, like proportions like were way off from scene to scene or episode to episode, and and like you had different quality of artists working on each episode. I mean, look at Call the Primitives and how that was like almost anime quality, though that did have some questionable frames. But and then compare that with like any other episode from season 3 where it just looks cheaply done. It's
asking for cartoon accuracy. You're asking for a figure to represent something, or not represent it, but to look like something that was done on limited time and a limited budget. Yeah. And no matter how good of an artist you are, you could be an incredible artist, but when you're on a time limit and on a budget limit, and there's only so much, so much
you're
you
not
can
going to
do,
be putting out your best work.
You're going to be dumbing stuff down just to get it done. So by asking for your figures to look cartoon accurate, you're asking for your figures to look dumbed down, and
subpar.
And it's like, I don't know. I mean, say what you will. I'm not a fan Soy's apologist at all, but like when you look at just like I'm looking at that picture of Berserk, the Blitzwing, like it looks like fucking Blitzwing, dude. But at least it looks menacing. Like it looks a little.
He doesn't
modern.
look like a stick.
Yeah, he's
the other one looks like a stick.
He just looks modern. He looks a little more modern.
Yeah, he looks skinny as or the by that Star Toy. He looks skinny, like the original G1 toy almost.
Right. Yeah.
Of course, it could also be the posing where they had where the legs are just straight up and down, like straight and together and shit like that. Because that's the way the toy was. But I don't know, man. Look, I mean, if you like the super simple cartoon aesthetic, more power to you. But I mean, to me, I like some detail in my sculpt, and
see, I'm with you too on that, Levy, but I can say like with the, what was it, Dreamstar toys? Is that what it's called?
Star toy?
No, I mean before.
Deformation Space?
Deformation Space.
Yeah.
The Deformation I liked a lot more than like say Make Toys Seekers.
Mm-hmm.
And those were more cartoon accurate than I'd say Make Toys was.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because there was little touches there. I think the big one for me was the air scoops actually like coming forward and being like straight vertical instead of leaning back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's really evocative of the original G1 cartoon models. But no, yeah, like sometimes it can be done really well because like I think the Fans Toys or Robot Paradise Soundwave, I think that looks fantastic. It really does look great.
Yeah.
And a lot of the like all these different Optimus Primes that are coming out, like MP44. I mean, that looks good. The backpack notwithstanding. A Magic Square and Transform Element. Those all look good. But then there's examples of where it just does not look great. So, I'm looking at the Masterpiece Trailbreaker. Not a fan.
No, he looks dumb.
Not a fan. But apparently, I guess if I recall correctly, that's what the cartoon model looked like.
Sure, it did.
I don't know why I'd want to make a figure that looks like that, but I still have the X Transbots one, and I'm happy with that.
I didn't think you liked that one when we first looked at that. When they revealed that, I thought you were shitting on it.
Not the X Transbots, the Ocular Max.
Oh, MRC.
I have the Ocular Max one, and I'm happy with it.
He was a pretty good looking figure too, man.
Yeah. I don't need anything that's like super cartoon accurate. I just need something that evokes the character for me, and I don't need to keep upgrading to newer and better things. Obviously the Robot Paradise and the new Magic Square Light of Peace notwithstanding, but I'm happy with the ones I got. If something better comes out, I don't need to get it. It's for the most part. Like I said, I also did get the Masterpiece Sunstreaker eventually after it came down in price, and it was 2 years after its initial release. But for the most part, I'm okay with the stuff that I got years ago. Because I think the price to upgrade to a new figure, it's not worth it to me.
I canceled my Magic Square Light of Peace after I saw how many problems everybody was having. But then I saw a couple of reviews and they were saying that it wasn't painted. Mm-hmm. Like it just kind of had all the flat plastic or whatever. Because I loved it when I saw that shit. And
that it wasn't painted.
And then it wasn't painted. No. I just saw the figure. I love the figure, but I canceled it because of the issues it was having and because of the paint. And then just kind of
what kind of issues was it having?
The smokestacks were breaking. Oh. And people were having some issues with some I don't know, shit kind of tabbing together correctly and everything. And I'm like, I'm gonna hold out on that one, and I'll just wait and see if they do a re-release with a better paint job and where they fix all the issues. Yeah. Because he is a good looking Prime, man.
Well, you could always just get Jason to paint it for you.
Yeah, paint some underwear on this motherfucker. I need the blue to be cartoon accurate, man. All right, that's all I got for news.
I'm sorry, I got been busting your chops all night, man.
No, it's fine. Bust my I bust your. I'm a ball buster. I should only expect to be paid back. I should only expect comeuppance, Levy. Comeuppance.
Did you say that was all the toy news you had?
That was all the toy news I got. Yeah.
What did what did you think of the Transformers trailer about the Rise of the Beasts?
I thought it looked really good. I thought visually it looked good and stuff. But I just I can't get by them characters, man. I can't get by the Jazz Mirage Hound character and
backstory and everything else.
I can't get by Wheeljack looking like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. I almost said Trailer Pork Boys. It just looks dumb,
Elton
it's
John.
Just
classic.
Yes, I just don't understand. I don't understand. You know what happened? This is what happened, man. When they did Bumblebee, they were so torn on whether or not to make it a full reboot, or is it a soft reboot, or is this part of the Bayverse, or blah, blah, fucking blah, when they should have just burned the entire Bayverse down to the ground and started over with Bumblebee. But they had to throw that fucking scene at the end where, he scans the Camaro and drives off as the Camaro, and now they're fucking locked into this dumbass, half-assed Bayverse, half fucking Nightverse, half just horseshit universe that they're in. And it's never gonna be good.
Well, they're going to kill him off anyway, so he'll have a whole new look probably.
They're gonna kill Wheeljack off.
Bumblebee.
Oh, I was yeah. I mean, Bumblebee's been a lost cause for a long time, but
yeah,
I just don't
like the amalgamation. You get the Ironhide van type of alt mode, or the Wheeljack.
Yeah,
I wonder what he's going to do. Is he actually inventor, or is he going to be something else?
And you know what?
I really like the RC design. I thought that came out really nice.
RC was kind of cool looking.
Oh, I liked her look too.
Yeah. Well, again,
that
you know,
ass.
it's like Levy said when he was describing them other character. Like if it evokes the character, does that evoke the character? It does. The second you look at it, the second you look at her, it's RC. It's obviously RC.
That ass evokes my character.
But I don't know. And honestly, the Beast Wars shit, it looks like they did justice from what I saw.
Well, it's kind of hard to have, like, you know, Optimus Prime will look like a cheetah, right?
What do you mean?
You got to keep the names the same with the characters. You can't switch them around like you can with cars, I guess.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Yeah, imagine naming a character Cheetah, but he transforms into a spider.
Right. Or like Rat Trap is, you know, a fucking rhino.
Yeah. It's just all fucking. There's no way I'm going. I'm done with it. I'm done with the Transformers movie universe altogether. Not that I was ever. I mean, I tried to give it a chance in the beginning, but I'm just, you know, it's like when you got the psycho girlfriend and you keep taking her back over and over again. Mm-hmm. Like you're expecting fucking different results, but she's the same fucking psycho girlfriend she always was.
Yeah.
But you liked the Bumblebee movie, didn't you?
I liked it because I just thought they were going to turn a corner and do something better, but it's just more of the same, you know. The last 30 or 45 seconds of that movie fucking ruined the movie going forward. It didn't ruin that movie, but it ruined any chance of there being anything good coming after it.
Well, I mean,
and you know what? The Nightverse movie, the Bumblebee movie, wasn't really like without its flaws too, because they did the same shit, man. Because when we saw that jet during the trailer and the color scheme and everything, we're like, ah, man, it's fucking Starscream, and then it's Blitzwing. It's like, can you guys just fucking get it right? Just get it right. We're not asking much. We're not asking for, you know, rehash fucking G1 stories with the exact same character designs and shit like that. Like, you know, you just said RC. Like, RC look cool. The first 3 minutes of the Bumblebee movie, like, obviously not fucking slavish to G1 cartoon shit, but you knew the characters you were looking at when you saw them. Like, can we just do that? Why is that so fucking hard, you know? It's frustrating.
Because most of the time when you have people making these movies or directing them or whatever, they don't really know the source material as well as the fans do.
Yeah. But at some point, you have to think, like, a lot of those guys are our age. So there's got to be somebody in there that was like, you know, I mean, Knight said a lot of the right things, like when he was. I just wonder how that movie would have been if the rest of the Bayverse didn't exist. Like if this was going to be the first one, you know,
he probably had the idea down. He probably had that direction he wanted to go. And then the studios sent notes down to him saying, no, you have to have it turn into a Camaro at the end. No, you have to like, you know, you have to do that. And he's like, oh man, do it.
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that because the Camaro scene at the end really was this kind of shoehorned into
reeks of studio interference.
Totally.
Well, this is going to be the first of a trilogy, so get ready for 2 more.
Oh, good. I'm so excited.
I don't know. I think you know. Did you think that the bad guy kind of looked like Tarn a little bit, Scourge or whatever?
And they had a little bit of a Tarn vibe, tiny little bit.
I think this is going to be its own thing. I think they're going to leave like the whole Bayformer thing behind because this apparently is still taking place like in what 90s, late 80s, I guess.
Yeah, but how are they going to leave the Bayverse thing behind? Like even like the dumb Wheeljack character and even the Mirage Jazz Hound character, like they transform and they kind of like.
But they're new.
They got. I know they're new.
Version. Like there was a former Wheeljack.
I realize that, but I'm just saying like they have the Bayverse stank on them, you know.
What? Because they're not named or have the right alt modes and stuff.
Right, and just they're goofy looking. Like,
well, that's not solely the province of Bayverse. I mean, they've been changing names around with characters every continuity.
Yeah, well, yeah. They.
I mean, look at Car Robots and look at Armada. You know, you had characters that had names of G1 characters, but were completely different alt modes. Looked completely different in a robot mode. They were completely different characters, but they share the same names. So, I mean, this has been something that's been going on for like throughout all Transformers history.
Yeah, that's true, but you would just expect that with a movie universe, like on a grand scale, like that they would try to at least, you know, at least try to stay somewhat faithful.
But why? Why would you expect that?
I'll defend the whole Jazz thing because I could say that, well, they don't want to name him Jazz because they don't want to confuse people with the previous character that was in the Bayverse films that got ripped in half, right?
Right.
And then they can't have a fucking Formula One racing around the streets, so they use the fucking Porsche, and now they just call Mirage. Mm-hmm. I can kind of see that.
And then they give him Hound's powers,
hologram powers, yeah.
Right, Hound's power, like I said, and Track's backstory with the fucking kid trying to steal the car.
Well, I mean, quite frankly, someone named Mirage, it makes more sense for them to have hologram powers anyway.
Well, I'll say this: the way that he used his powers in the trailer was pretty dope. Like, you know, like when the cops are chasing him and he splits into like 6 or 7 of them, and then the one disappeared. Like it was very like visually it was cool. You know, yeah. I'll say that, but it just doesn't fit.
But yeah, I mean, a Mirage is an illusion, so it just makes sense that, you know, somebody named Mirage would have the ability to create illusions.
And like Wheeljack being some type of like, you know, fucking van, because like most fucking people who fix shit come to your house in a van, makes a little bit more sense than being a fucking another race car.
Yeah, but that wasn't like a contractor van. That was like some fucking weed smoking
VW bus
party wagon. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what.
I got nothing for Wheeljack.
I mean, I don't know what his character personality is going to be. All fucking weird and shit like that. But, I mean, if he is going to invent or whatever, I can see maybe those goggles being on his face. Maybe they're over top of his head most of the time when he's in character.
I would hope so.
Maybe.
Because I'm getting tired of that shit too. I'm getting tired of them trying to push like stupid human characteristics onto these robots. Like like what was it? Hot Rod or one of them assholes had like a French accent or
Rodimus
am I
or,
what's that?
Hot Rod it was. Yeah.
It's like, how dumb is that? The one guy had a cloak.
Well, it's totally that was totally Michael Bay fucking with you there on that one.
Fucking
Crosshairs had the trench coat.
Asinine, stupid things, man.
Yeah, but then you're like, well, why do they have fucking faces then? Why is there a nose? Right.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, some shit just goes too far. What was that one? Was it Iron? No, Hound. The old Hound was like. The old Hound looked like fucking John Candy, for Christ's sake. It had a beard. You know, well, you know what? I eat those words because Scourge had a beard. So, but he just looked like a fat guy. It was outrageous. It's outrageous. We don't need to rehash all this over again. I'm sorry. I shouldn't stop. I shouldn't have.
I will give it a chance though. And I do like the whole animal, you know, half mech type of design that they did for the beast mode.
Yeah, but what purpose does that alt mode serve? Certainly not disguise.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, let's say these creatures are like up in the mountains or something like that, right? And there's like some type of like, you know, like Japanese had like a lot of myths that there were like gods that looked like animals that were like up in the mountains. They always said there was a dragon of this mountain, or there was a, you know, a creature of this mountain, whatever type of animal it was at the time. There were spirits. They didn't really call them, I think they call them gods. I think they were more spirits back in the Japanese.
Yeah.
But the people down below would always like worship them and stuff like that. So, and they were, the animals and everything were always like larger, you know, than normal. So
Well,
I
that
could
just
see
seems a bit narcissistic.
but I could see them the direction they're going with this. That because it's like a whole
I don't
Peru
know.
thing, right? Isn't it like in the Peruvian mountains?
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Why is
If you're
Cheetor as big as a Camaro?
Yeah.
Because he's MP scale. That's why. That's the answer.
Yeah.
But that's why if you want to figure it into like the myth of something,
Yeah.
look at the statues that they have, you know, of like the dragon or what the hell they call those dog protectors. They're actually dogs, but there's another name for them, but they're large, super big.
Yeah, but what purpose does that serve transforming into those things?
To be in disguise in the mountains or in the whatever they're at, whatever.
Yeah, but that's
land
not really
they're
a disguise because those things don't really exist.
Well, now you guys know
There's metaphysical stuff here, you know. I mean, we're not, you know,
from
there's just myths and legends.
from being Beast Wars
Cars.
fans as long as we've been, you should know that the alt modes will protect them from stasis lock.
And
Yeah, stasis lock, yeah.
yeah.
For being on the show.
But I mean, like, you know, cars and trucks, they exist. Even dumb, stupid vans, like, you know, that one, they exist.
What
Gods and spirits don't?
What if they were here before there were such a thing as a car or a truck? What if they've been here for like a million years?
And they're from the future. They could transform into rocks. Rock lords.
Christ.
Rock Lords, the movie.
Dude, Rock Lord. Bring it on.
Masterpiece Rock Lords.
Yep. Wow.
You watch
Easy.
in 20 years. You watch in 20 years when they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for ideas, we're going to be getting Masterpiece Rock Lords. Right after they start doing Masterpiece GoBots.
They've been doing Masterpiece GoBots.
Not Hasbro.
Oh no, not them. No.
I'm thinking that the Beast Wars characters have been around for a long time, and that they were on different parts of like the world or wherever where those animals were well known, and they were just like they took those forms and they just hidden, and they're legends, like, you know, that myths that people have talked about. That's my theory.
I see. So you're saying that they're the source and origin of the myths.
Yes, they're like the, you know, Cheetor's like the god of cats or something like that, and that's where the whole myth came from.
I see.
Yes.
Anyway, do we any listeners' questions?
I don't think we do.
So.
I actually had
We are going to get out of here at
I had a
record
question.
time.
I had a question. See, this actually popped in my head.
Here we go.
No, it's existential. You'll like it. So I was thinking about this earlier today, and I thought, it'd be a good question to ask you guys. So, do you think that it would make sense to be a good practice to like write your own obituary so that you could see what you've accomplished in your life, and if you wanted to make changes before you actually do die?
I guess that would be one method about going about doing it, but I kind of reevaluate all the time, like without doing that, just to make sure that I'm at least doing what I think I should be doing. But that's a very extreme way of doing it. A little too morbid for me.
Where you like list out all your things that you've done in your life and what you'd be remembered by or for.
Yeah. I'm already at peace with knowing that I'm going to be forgotten about 2 weeks after I've left this planet. I'm seriously, I know that sounds sad, but like, I don't have any kids, and like, you know, and even like, yeah, So I really don't have any. I'm not going to be leaving any like family behind or anything. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about this right now. It's hitting a little too close to home for me right now.
Okay.
So
I was just thinking about like, you know, like the things that you do and like how to like reassess like things like what you would want to do and like plan ahead. I was just thinking of like projects and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, you know, I'm
really just moving ahead every day, like with what's making me happy. Like,
right.
I'm not like, I sometimes used to think about like legacy type shit and what I'm going to leave behind. And then as soon as I was at peace with knowing that I would be forgotten about shortly after, I'm just like, you know, I should just be having fucking fun. I should just be having adventures, doing shit. You know what I mean? As long as my days are filled, no matter what they're filled with, doesn't necessarily matter as long as they're filled with something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Whether that's, you know, projects or fun stuff, just going places or just like hanging with friends, you know, watching the Eagles beat the Cowboys' asses on Christmas Eve. I'm talking shit way far ahead.
And selling one more Truck Norris shirt.
Selling one more Truck Norris shirt. Yep.
All right.
Yeah. No, April and I lost somebody recently. So these kinds of thoughts have been at the forefront of my mind recently. But
right. Me too.
yeah, I don't really want to get into it. So
cool. I can respect that.
All right, well, I guess we can wrap it up. Look at us. 20 after 11. Amazing.
yeah.
Does anybody have anything in closing? Levy, do you have anything in closing?
Watch more series, Mike.
I am. I'm watching Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, watch Vox Machina, all right? Watch The Last of Us. What else was I busting your chops for tonight? I can't remember now.
Oh man, Chernobyl. Yeah.
No, but there was something else not related to series. What was that? What else was I busting his chops about?
Cuddling with Henry Cavill.
Yeah, you should probably do that too. You need to broaden your horizons. You know, but nah, I got nothing.
Jed, anything?
Levy, what was your favorite suit to use in the Spider-Man games? I'm liking the Scarlet Spider one, the VR Mirage pouch.
I don't like to change the suits up. I use the standard advanced suit because I like to stay lore friendly.
Okay.
Not that the other suits aren't lore friendly, but I like to maintain the immersion of the story itself. So I usually stick with the advanced suit. Though for when I played it on the PlayStation, I did mess around with the MCU suit. Sometimes I would go back to the classic undamaged suit. But for the most part, I stuck with the advanced suit. So
that's all I got, Mike.
Same here, man. So this will be coming out around what 17, 18, 9, around the 19th or the 20th. So we're not going to really see everybody between there. So Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and happy whatever the hell everybody else is celebrating out there. And
happy holidays.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa, Levy.
Happy sort of Kwanzaa.
Fuck you, Jed. Fuck you, Jed. Fuck you very much.
Happy sort of Kwanzaa.
You're a real asshole.
And enough's enough. We're out.